on the Muppet Show tonight. Doom, doom, doom. Why
Okay.
do we always come here? I guess we'll never know. It's like some kind of torture to have to watch the show. Boom, boom, boom.
What were the name of the two
Statler
guys?
and Waldorf.
Walt, Stanley and Walter.
Statler and Waldorf.
I feel like if you mush them two together, that's how I feel right now.
Just a cranky old bastard, huh?
Yeah, but I feel like it only right here.
With
Just
somebody's
right here.
hand up your ass.
I don't necessarily feel that way. We might have Izzy backstage. We might not. We just don't know yet.
Yeah.
We don't know. We got to get
It could
visual
be
confirmation.
the rats have taken over and they're trying to pose as Izzy.
Yep, there he is. Okay. Sorry.
I go into the chat and the first thing I hear is "hand up your ass." That's the first line.
What do you expect?
Well, go ahead. You could sit there and put your hands up, and it would look like we're both puppets for you.
Jazz hands.
Put your hands up like that. Yo, man, that cover that you did last night was amazing. Yeah, that
nice, baby. I'm still gonna do a little bit of touching up on it.
So you're telling me they did a modern reprint of that Batman 3? What is it? 390, 360 something?
No, it's 357. And I'm looking all over, and it's supposed to be the first appearance of Killer Croc as it was announced. But I'm like, where's Killer Croc? He's nowhere to be found.
No, he's in the book a lot. You just don't see him outside, like see him walking around with his shirt off and stuff. He's wearing a trench coat and hat and everything. I wasn't joking about that when I was putting that in the chat.
Yeah.
It's the first appearance of Jason Todd, who the story is Dick Grayson is going back to the circus to see the performance of the new Todd family, because being a trapeze kid himself, like he's in the loop still. He knows of this new Todd family up and coming that's all the rave. Jason Todd originally had this same origin as Dick Grayson. It was pretty lazy. And then Crisis happened. So post-Crisis with Batman 4, whatever, when they just they did the cover, they redid Jason Todd's origin in Batman 4 something with him stealing the wheels off the Batmobile.
Yeah.
They just pulled a mulligan. No rhyme or reason. We'll take a mulligan. He's a homeless kid stealing wheels now.
So
Killer Croc is walking around with his crew. I'm sorry, Rob, with the trench coat on and the hat because he's trying to crime without knowing, without people knowing he's there criming. He can't do that if everybody sees the scaly man walking around.
Yeah.
I look at it like this. It's like, okay, so you got this little spot right there with the hat on.
I love spots.
Spot right. This spot right here. I guess you could say that's him. Like, I never read this book, so when I saw it and I thought it, at first I didn't even know it was the first appearance. It's considered the first appearance of Killer Croc, and in my brain I'm like, where?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's Hulk 180 all over again.
Nah, it definitely doesn't do a big reveal until the next issue of scaly skin and all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there he is again. He's that character right there. He's there. I hate crowds. So he's supposed to be like, is he supposed to be like some kind of crime boss or something like that?
I believe so. He was going there. I can't remember if he was going there to crime against Croc by the circus. It's been a long time since I read it.
Yeah. Jerry Conway.
But he's dressed up as the Thing or Raphael in the classic trench coat and fedora.
Yeah.
It's a tale as old as time. Trench coat fedora.
Tale as old as time. Yeah. So
time after time.
Whenever I hear that song, my mind always goes to Smallville now.
Somebody save me.
That song too, but Time After Time was the song they played for the finale when he made it to prom finally. Then he got the dance with Lana.
Mm.
Well, that makes sense. It was a popular prom song for
Yeah,
a while.
yeah.
I think it might still be.
Wow, I thought that they would update prom songs as the years went on.
Some things are timeless, though.
Mhm.
That was a winter. That was my winter ball song.
Yeah, I never went to prom. Never did prom. Never did any of those dances and stuff like
No,
that.
girls wouldn't go out with you. That makes sense.
Oh, girls went out with me plenty.
Hmm.
It was more on the lines of,
Rats.
yeah, it was all that rat talk.
I understand.
Hmm.
That's all that rap talk. Jesus. Good morning, Dale. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Circumstances. Good morning, Pocan Joe. Good morning, Brian LCS.
Hmm. How is Brian doing? Brian, how you doing over there, man? It's been a rough week for him.
What happened with Brian?
Dealing with some painful stuff.
Uh,
So you know that
he
you know that
he mentioned online, I think last week here, that he was dealing with kidney stones.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much the same thing, but
I wouldn't just say that publicly, other than the fact that he said it publicly.
he did say it publicly. So, but yeah. So, ugh. Yeah. So wish him
That's a
nothing
good
but the
one
best.
too. Yeah, that's a really good one.
Hmm.
Hoping to go home today. Good.
Mm. So the fog's going away, so that's good. It's nice and clear outside. It was insane over here with the. So all the fires that are coming from Canada caused New York City to turn brown, pretty much. Everything looked like sepia color, and it smelled like maple.
That's pretty
So,
cool. I'm not hearing the bad side yet, at least for the New
oh
York.
no, it's air quality. So once it gets into your lungs, it's smoke. At the end
Yeah,
of the day, it's smoke. So.
yeah. I've sat around countless campfires in my lifetime.
Mhm. Yeah, but that thing was.
We do it every September or October here in California.
Yeah,
So
California. That's normal for you guys, from what I. Oh,
we
but
just
do you have the
happen to see
maple?
it. We
But
Those
you
happen
have
to see it
maple.
on fire. No, we don't. It's worse. See, that's
Mhm.
just a nice smell. We do like evergreen and stuff, and
Yeah.
oh nice. That's those pictures, the photos that they were showing of New York, it straight up looked like the new Blade Runner movie with like the
Yeah,
orange
Blade
tone.
Runner, Mad Max, all that stuff. Everybody was like, "Yeah, we're in Mad Max territory." So I have this view of New York City, right? So I live in the nice floor in my building, and I have this gorgeous view of New
from
York
what we've
City.
seen, you live in a great part of New York City
Yeah,
that
the
doesn't look like New
nicest.
York City. There's no
It's
rats.
fair. I'm gonna say
Clean.
it's fair. It's fair. It's not a nice part. It's fair. All right, I'm happy with where I live, but so I get this entire view of the skyline, and you don't see it now because it's kind of cleared up. But in the last 2 days, it was just brown. Everything was just brown. It was crazy. I was thinking about recording it, but I was like, yeah, I'm a little lazy, and stuff, and getting ready for other things. So, but it was just all brown, and then you could smell the maple. That's the crazy part. And the first time I smelled it, we were walking. We were trying to see the transformer installation, and they took it down. So I thought that was stupid. They took it down, and when we came back, there was this guy smoking a cigar, and my first thought was like, man, this guy's cigar smells like maple, like heavy, that McDonald's maple syrup, really heavy. I'm like, man, that's weird. And then that's when I hear about the fires. They're like, oh, okay. And then the next day is when it was insane. So.
I don't think that I saw stuff on social media, just the photos of New York,
Mhm.
obviously, but I don't
Yeah.
think I've seen any actual like news coverage on the Canadian side of it. Like, because whenever California has fires, like every year you get like little news reports of where they are, cars racing out of redwood forest, like it's a Paramount blockbuster and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But I haven't seen any of that for Canada. I haven't seen any Canadian footage.
I don't know that. Yeah, I know that it's threatening some of their areas, but at the same time, um, you got to remember most of Canada is sparsely populated.
Speaking of threatening some of your areas, what's up, Beckerman?
North Carolina.
Hailing from North Carolina.
We're super close. Like today makes the
final episode of this show before we're together.
It's the 1 week
The
benchmark.
penultimate.
Are you gonna have a show?
I did last year. Like a Road to Heroes Con stream, and because last year not as many people were going, and like I think I was the
You
only
could have
one.
Mad Spidey run it.
I think I was the only one on the panel that went. Like Tyler was
Or is he?
still here,
Yeah.
Rob was still here.
I'm not going next week.
Yeah.
I was gonna go to a show this weekend, Brooklyn Comic Con, and they're asking for $47 a ticket. Right?
They're
And
doing,
then
doing massages there for all attendees.
you should see the guest list. The guest list is not even worth $10.
Oh wow! You should
Yeah,
tell
and-
that to some of the guests to their face.
Well, I would.
Yeah. I bet they would appreciate that sort of candor.
No, I would, and I have, and here's the reason
Yeah.
why.
But you're
Because
hit at parties.
Because it's when you're dealing with local artists, they understand how it works and stuff like that.
Do they?
I feel that. Yeah, they do. Trust me, I'm one of them. So the thing is like you want to draw people to a show, and if you have, let's just say if you have 5 top tier names, right? Then I could justify the cost, but not a single person is a top tier. Not a single
So
person.
what do you think?
Maybe-
What do you consider a top tier name? Let's give an example, because I know a lot of people's rates that they charge a con. So we'll see what you think the guaranteed.
Well, just to be
issue is
clear,
for-
he said like that's the price to get in the door, not the price for anything inside.
Exactly. So as far as top tier goes, you're talking about a top tier artist that is either currently on now or someone who is a big name from.
So would
from
John
back then.
Romita Jr. classify as that? Because that's somebody who's
Yeah,
read some-
like John Romita Jr., Arthur Adams.
What do you think it costs to get John Romita Jr. to be at your con for one day?
10,000.
What's his
Oh.
guaranteed?
His
10,000.
guaranteed is you got to pay him. You got to give him a hotel. You got to fly him if he's out of state. You got to provide
He said
him with.
how much you think his guarantee is of
Per
con-
day.
not the accommodations, but the actual con money guarantee. Like, hey, if you come out here and set up at our table, we guarantee you'll leave with this much when you get up from that table.
Yeah, that's how they get those guys. So
Oh yeah, but that's-
JRJR has a guaranteed rate that if he doesn't make an X amount of money per day,
You have to cover the difference.
you have to cover the difference.
I wouldn't know, but I see Scott Hanna all the time.
Yeah,
Not-
Scott Hanna doesn't have a guaranteed rate.
But you get what I'm
Scott
saying.
Hanna.
Scott Hanna's his inker, his like pretty much his go-to inker.
Yeah, but he's not like
No,
I can
and I
trade.
see Scott all
I
the
can
time.
trade for JRJR.
Hmm Yeah. Do you
But
know what
anyway,
that number is, Becker?
But you're
I
saying
do know what that number is, and unfortunately, I'm not allowed to say it in public.
well,
Yeah,
but,
NDA.
I understand what he's saying, but even not necessarily
20,000 for a
that-
con
that-
weekend.
not necessarily that top, but even if you're saying it at 40, if you had, a John Jang, a Mitch Gerards, so
Yeah,
somebody,
so you have
it's
to have-
just a name who's working on.
Jang
So-
is just accommodations, I believe.
Yeah.
And that's why like Jang works his butt off himself.
And a lot of guys are like that.
for
A
whatever
lot of guys.
Yeah, and for whatever shop, like that's one thing Nelson said is one of the coolest things about John. If you do an exclusive with him, he promotes the damn book himself. He does it for all of his work with anybody. He does like those little posts about 2 days left or 2 hours left and
Yeah.
all this stuff. Because he has fun with it. But I've talked to John about like if he's going to certain cons and stuff like that. And at the time when I talked to him, it's pretty much like accommodations kind of thing. Like you can't expect these guys to chill out to travel across the country all the time and pay for hotel accommodations. And they have to be able to like make a profit. And a lot of times just the cost of the travel and stay could hinder that when they're not like, if you're not a John Romita Jr., because John Jang is not John Romita Jr.
Right.
Yeah. So the
So,
thing
Mark-
is like what I was referring to is like a show like this, right? This con, Brooklyn Comic Con. It doesn't have name recognition attached to it. You get what I'm saying? It
I
has local people, and if the asking price is $47, that's not worth it. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
there better be a John Romita Jr. there.
That's my point. It's
There
like it
better
doesn't.
be a few of them.
There needs to be a few. Like let's say we. So how much is the ticket for Heroes Con right now?
$50.
So pretty much the
I think
same
it's
price.
70. I think it's
So-
70, isn't it?
Well, for one day event, Saturday. Let's just say
I
one day
have
Saturday.
no idea.
Like
So one day
$20.
Saturday. Okay, if you sell me $20 to $30, and you got all those names there, that's worth that price, right? But if you got the exact same price or more in this case, and not a single established creator is in it, why is it worth that much?
Yeah.
You get my point?
I agree because, like, for example, my local con, like the little small local con that I love to go to, San Jose Con, which is in a hotel, ballroom type thing. It's $15 to get there, and like last year, it was the headliner was Tony Harris, and then had Scott
I would
Shaw.
consider that an upper tiered name
Yeah, so
for
list-
me.
The list
We
was
know
like
the name.
Tony Harris, Scott Shaw, John Livesay, Chris Marinan. Of course, Chris is out here all the time because he lives here in the San
Local.
Francisco Bay Area. Frank Sirocco, and then some local artists who've done an occasional thing here or there, or independent stuff more. But yeah, if you have you gotta have a couple guys that've done
You gotta have some draw.
Exactly.
done something.
Mhm.
Especially if you're going to ask that kind of money. If it's somebody who's, well, yeah, I've been on 2 books.
Yeah, switch them to green tag today. They should run out today. Their food was in the bottom left tote, but
Is this a work question?
Yeah, it is.
There's a note on Gus's bag that when one runs out, start feeding out of the other bag. But they didn't bring enough to last, and they don't have any food restrictions. We'll switch them over to our food.
Rob, do you have any advice for Gus and Millie?
It's for context. Gus is a sporting retriever, and Millie is a spaniel.
Then maybe I should cover it since I'm clearly the sportsman.
Okay, go ahead.
I would just say if they've run out of food, give them each a knife, put them in the same kennel, and finish the strongest
Tell them
one
there's
survives.
plenty of room for aggressive expansion.
There you go. So yes,
Just
I would
Scott
not be
says-
going to
Scott
this
says
convention.
when he goes
Did
to
we
the
get to the
local con,
bottom
he's
of
the
this
headliner.
topic? Did we figure out where everyone stands on this draw power and $50 price tag? Mike, have
$50
you
is a little
been
pricey, I would say.
persuaded? Are you ready to give Izzy $50 so he can go see these crappy creators he speaks?
I didn't say crappy. I never said crappy. Some of those creators are my friends, and I will tell them if they're crappy.
Jesus!
That's because you care.
They're his friends and he's giving them the shits.
Hey, that's
Hey.
the best way to do it.
True friends, honest.
So they also have Ming Cheng. You guys know Ming Cheng
Hey,
from
comic book
yeah.
man.
really cool guy. He's a good guy. Now
He'll do
There's
anything
another guy that ain't
not to
cheap.
work.
he's not cheap, but when you really think about it, what is it that you really want besides a photo?
Of
I don't
me?
even want that.
Well,
That.
For
I don't
him, I know
yeah.
a lot of clients hire him because he does all their premier panels. He'll be the host for your panel.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
That's why a lot of cons get him. I
Yeah.
can tell you the psychology behind the people who book cons
I
like
guess
me.
you don't even look for Ming's signature as much as just a little quick
Mhm.
photo with him, like a little
Mhm.
photo.
And you
kinda.
might get it for free. He's that cool of a guy that he might give you the photo for free.
Just
you know
go
what I
to
mean?
the local drag shows and you'll
Yeah.
see him there for free.
So their top names is Ming Cheng, Deborah Harris. I don't know if you guys are familiar. Deborah Wilson. Deborah Wilson.
Deborah?
Sorry.
Is it Debra or Deborah?
Debra.
Debra. Okay.
All right.
How did she spell it?
Debra or Deborah.
Yeah,
Deborah.
that's Debra. That's for sure Debra because Zebra is a.
Well, my
zebra.
wife's name is Deborah, so I kind of know
Deborah.
that.
That's
I just
different.
give up. I
That's
give
not
up with
Debra,
Mark today.
That's Debra.
I just call it Deborah. That's it.
Deborah. There you go. Yo, Deborah.
You got-
I call her Deb.
Yeah, but
there you
Deborah.
go.
Deborah.
I think it's pronounced Marsha.
Marsha. And then you got Carrie Means. I've never even. This is a voice actor.
And I always thought it was
theater.
theater.
It's going to be Izzy's mean.
Carrie's Means, voice actor. He's the voice of Frylock.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but $50 worth.
No.
You haven't built up a $50 admission price yet. No, we're up to like maybe 15, realistically. But then you kind of take into consideration what part of the country you're in, and everything's a little higher. So I think a $20 ticket price. Now, are there comic book vendors here?
So there are, and I think it's like 3.
All right, we're back down to 15.
It's not that type of show. So
okay, we're back up to 1725.
It's one of those comics cosplay type shows. So they do have some cosplayers, but again, I wouldn't be. It's not worth it for me. So I don't know. The only cosplayer I know from this group is called Barbie Chula.
Sounds like.
So.
Oh, you know Barbie?
I know Barbie.
How does she spell it? I'm just.
She spelled bar.
How much of what you're doing today is for my entertainment?
Barbie bar.
Oh man.
So you got that one. You got another cosplayer called Autumn in Gotham. And in case you want to spell that, it's Autumn in Gotham.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Becker.
Second print. Going to a second printing.
That's good news for Rob.
I know. Not Fat Stacks, Lefeld.
That ensures that I probably will save money on his streams for a while.
Yeah, he'll keep that going.
Because he'll be excited about those and selling those versus pulling stuff out of his warehouse from 3 decades ago that I'm like, yes.
Dude, how cool is that he straight went to his warehouse for you?
He's a jerk though.
I mean, he'll rub your comics on his nuts. He ain't afraid to do it.
Hey, you may be able, to get Rob Liefeld babies out of it. Who knows?
Some guy asked him for a 9.8, and he proceeded to take the comic books and shove them down his pants.
Makes me thin.
That's worked for me every single time.
That's how Fat Stacks gets 9.8s. He just puts them. He calls his junk the press.
Yeah.
So I put it on the table and I just go.
So for
them out every time.
So it's actually slightly cheaper for Sunday. For a Saturday pass, is $42.99 booking fee. Right? So they got a booking fee on top of that. Sunday is $37.99. And get this, you could get a kids weekend pass for $27.99. Because the kids, the kids, they keep it cheap for the kids. Not even Comic-Con New York is this expensive when it comes to the kids passes.
Yeah, but and hear me out on this one. I got nothing.
Screw Brooklyn. That's what I.
Oh yeah. I got it now. They've got love apparently.
Oh my god.
It is the Brooklyn way.
I mean,
Brooklyn?
is DJ Lee's going to make an appearance? Because if
Yeah,
DJ Lee's is going to make an appearance,
Brooklyn's on the map.
they could be worth it.
You had the Spider-Verse movie, which was like all Brooklyn-y. You had
but no Miles Morales is going to be there. Just people like dressed up as Miles.
What is it? The Sepia Skies.
You know, Miles is a fictional character.
All Brooklyn-y. You just had the new Transformers was all Brooklyn-y, and now
he's not going to be there either.
Overpriced con.
That was 94. Oh, one thing I found out about the Transformers movie: a lot of the music they played was not even of that year.
Yeah, it was of the,
That happens
yeah. I
all the
watched the
time.
Dan video. Like I didn't catch it, but Dan's he's like, dude, it was so fun. Like,
97.
nostalgia, but he's like, I know from being a young man in that time era that Waterfalls came out the following year, and Biggie's song like I didn't know that.
She probably had a demo copy.
It happens
Yeah.
all the time. What's crazy is if you're setting a year, by the way, people, you don't need to take music from the future or just from that year. You can go into the past some. People listen to songs that are a year old or something, especially in the 90s, because we had to wait for it to come out on radio, hear it enough time, get it to be popular, then go to the music store to go get, or to swap meet to go get the bootleg, whichever the case may be.
Oh yeah, bootleg was a
Yeah,
thing back then. It was a big thing in New
exactly.
York.
I had lots of bootlegs. I go to swap meet, cassette tapes, 3 for $10, man.
Yeah. You open up the cassette tape and it was like it didn't even say anything. It was just a blank tape.
It was, well, the tape would have like, so the ones I usually would get, they were like smeared, like the ink was smeared on them, but and then the inside fold was like just the outer part, the inside, the rest of it was blank. There was no folds outs, no nothing, but didn't care.
That's when you know you had a good tape, when you had the lyrics. You open up, oh yeah, I got the lyrics. This is the real Neil. So those are good days.
Mark, what overstreets do you have in your like immediate vicinity? Like how far back do you go?
In my immediate vicinity?
Yeah, how old? Without going to Pops's. What's the oldest overstreet you have?
Pop only has one overstreet. That's the active one that he looks at probably 4 to 5 years ago. My entire life consists of whenever he get a new one, I get the old one.
Okay.
So
do you have a 1989?
I don't know. In arm's reach, I don't have any in arm's reach right now because stuff's been moved around.
Out in the shed.
No, I just don't. I think the closest one is just the newest one is in the laundry room right there, where I have a box of some stuff that I was moving around. You know, the one that we actually had out not long ago when we were Overstreet.
Yeah.
Batman, the Jim Lee Batman cover. I think that's the only one.
I was looking for a 1989 or 1990. I had some questions about the. Do you know how Overstreet does the reports from comic shops across the country?
In the front of the book?
Yeah. It's usually about 27 pages.
I'm trying to look at the cover real quick to see if I see one that's familiar from 1989. I don't think I have that one with Batman, Robin, and the Joker on the cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we read that one. Because Pops didn't buy them every year. He didn't buy them to collect. Every 2 to 3 years, he would get a new one kind of thing.
Just to have the...
Yeah, they didn't change enough every year for it to be necessary.
That market report is what I want.
Cutty Shark. I can check the ABX. They get some old ones every now and then here and there kind of thing. So this weekend is the Joe Fest Augusta Toy and Comic Show.
How much they're asking for?
Yeah, I don't know, man, like an arm and a leg, like a Jefferson or something like that.
Jefferson?
A whole Jefferson?
Is that $2?
Might be. But here's the catch.
But they're not as good as Brooklyn Comic Con.
Kids are free.
What?
Yeah. But anyway, I'm having to work. Well, not having. I'm working this weekend because I'm going out of town next weekend. So I might go up to Joe Fest this evening. It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And Fridays are always crap compared to what they are Saturday and Sunday. You know, you still have a lot of people trying to get there and set up. Yeah. But I'm thinking about going down there.
So
this afternoon.
For $47.99 plus $1.79, you could watch a wrestling match featuring Abs versus Candyman at 1:00, or a ladies match with Kiki Van Gogh versus TBD.
Is that Coco Beware's homie?
I don't know. It could be
TBD.
Yeah, TBD. I heard a lot of good stuff.
One of my
TBD.
favorite wrestlers in AEW.
Now, if you go on, if at 1:00, at 3:00, You have Dominic DeMauro versus Stray Cat.
I'm sorry, you said tomorrow?
Yep, this is tomorrow.
Dominic tomorrow?
Dominic DeMauro. Yeah. Or you could watch the tag team match of Hush Holiday and Anthony St. James versus CJ and TBD. CJ's in the match. That's probably worth the price of admission.
More than Alon. Alan, are you going down to the Joe Fest at all this weekend or later today? I know Alan's a busy bee these days.
Mm-hmm.
Alan, let's ride down there after you get off work and see what they're doing tonight.
Can I just say I am like deeply moved by all these people who've apparently been Miguel O'Hara fans for years and years and years.
They've all come out of the woodwork, haven't they?
Yeah,
Thank you, Rob. Like,
I only know one man who's been sounding off that horn as long as you can remember.
I like Miguel.
Oh,
I've always liked Miguel.
My buddy Tim is actually has talked way more about 2099.
There's a difference between saying that you like Miguel or you've liked Miguel versus actively promoting him for years before these stupid movies and shit.
For as long as
it's like if all of a sudden a Speedball movie came out and people were coming out and telling you how great Speedball is.
All you'd see is this, baby,
and showing you their collectibles.
No, unfortunately, that's not true. If the Speedball movie came out, you would move down to like fan number 5,000 within a day, Becker. From the top 5 to the top 5,000 in a day, because that's how
I'd be all right with that.
Work.
As long as I got a Speedball movie.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's worth the price of admission, man.
Is it worth $42.79 plus $1.79 service fee?
Is it worth that much?
To get a Speedball movie? I would pay more.
$42.79 plus $1.
I would pay more.
Oh, you gotta get a service fee. What if I just get you Speedball?
If you got me a new Warriors movie, I mean, I'm willing to
that's a little
cash out some.
That's like a weekend pass worth. And not just we're talking about all the new Warriors. We're not just talking about the first group. Everybody. You got Silhouette in there. Throwing some nice.
You're still on issue 2 there, buddy. I thought you said all the new Warriors. We're talking Microbe.
Cardinal. What's the guy who looked like Cage for a second? The kid?
Rage.
Oh yeah, I never caught that. His name is Rage.
Real name Elvin Holloway.
There you go, because that's what everybody names their kid, Elvin.
Yeah.
Baby's born. It's like, let's name his name Elvin.
I was going to name my son Elvin, but so we named him Dwarven.
Makes sense.
Yeah. The same. There's got to be some kid out there named Elvin somewhere.
They are, at this point, anything you can find in their room that's available at a reasonable price within near striking distance of the
I gotta figure the Weston's probably booked by now, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I doubt it. That's a big ass hotel, man.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people coming.
I don't know.
I think somebody before tried to get a room at the Westin and said it was booked, but a lot of us are staying at the Westin because that's the official hotel. But there's a whole bunch of them all around, within walking distance of the convention center. Definitely, I saw a list the other day. The rates had gone up, but Westin is still available. Well, that's where I shouldn't say we're all, but a good percentage of the group that's in our group is.
That's where all the creators are. That was like when I was telling Rob and everything. Rob originally had a hotel just naturally booked somewhere else. I'm like, Rob, the Westin is where we get to ride in the elevators with the creators. We get to have breakfast next to the creators when it's the closest hotel to it. It's just it adds to the experience, in my opinion.
It tastes better when you're looking at Chris Claremont.
Breakfast for me, I know, Rob.
The selling factor for me was that Mark said we could have adjacent joining rooms with a secret door between them, so people wouldn't have to know when he came sneaking over.
I wouldn't call it sneaking.
Until I post the photos on my OnlyFans.
That's right.
Rob Sausage, the meat man.
It says Chris will be there too. Then all of a sudden, Mark's just got both his homies.
But then you could get Matt
It's
from
going to be a sweet sandwich right
Comics
there.
by the Bay. He could do a dance for you.
Some people call it cruising, Mark.
I call it looking for a friend.
You got a friend in me, quite literally. You got.
Oh boy!
You got a friend in me.
So it made the thumbnail. I know. Rob hasn't seen it yet, but at this point, there's 3 people on the panel already who has seen the new Transformers, and I know just from based on like the general social media response that the franchise does
3
not have
people. I
like
wonder who they could be.
it doesn't have like the hype that a lot of stuff does. That franchise is kind of tainted from the years of movies that people didn't thoroughly enjoy, kind of thing.
So much so that even my wife says she doesn't think she wants to see it, and she's huge Transformers fan.
So
But,
a Saturday ticket
Get off the tickets.
for
Izzy. Tell us what you
Heroes
thought of
Con. No, I'm just saying a Saturday ticket for Heroes Con is $30.
I think I got
Point proven.
VIP passes for like
They're sold out.
for close to like $100 back when I got them.
Yeah, they're sold out already.
But what do you think of the Transformers movie without going into spoilers? Even though I doubt people really care. Some do.
Overall, my immediate reaction coming out of the theater is I enjoyed the movie a lot.
Scott, I'm just gonna message you.
And there was parts of the movies that was cliche to say the least. Like it apparently every Transformers there's like this MacGuffin. There's always a MacGuffin in the Transformers movies. Like we got to get. I don't remember being so many MacGuffins in Transformers lore.
Every single one of them.
There's the Allspark, the Matrix.
Yeah, that
What
was
this
movie.
one? What was the new
movie
one?
was The Matrix of Leadership. This was the.
It was like the staff thing.
Yeah, that was the last night
Like a
was the
key.
staff. It was Merlin. It was Merlin's staff in the last night, which was the key to everything.
So that was pretty cliche. I
And
like
in Age of
Optimus.
Extinction, it was the Transformium bombs, you know.
Mm-hmm.
In Dark Side of the Moon, it was the pillars that opened the portal to bring Cybertron here. I mean,
We're pretty much rehashing the idea of the MacGuffins. That's all.
every movie, the entire MCU is MacGuffin with Infinity Stones and others. That's how movies work. You know, you have to be after something, whether it be an item or a person.
So that was fine. That was cliche to me. But like I said, overall, it was a fun movie. I enjoyed it. I laughed in the parts I was supposed to laugh, and you know, I think Pete Davidson as Mirage wasn't so bad.
Dude, I thought he was awesome.
Yeah,
that kind of shocked me. It wasn't too much at all.
Yeah, it was definitely Pete Davis, like Davidson. It was 100% Pete Davidson, but it was like it fit the character. You know what I mean?
I thought one of the best things that it had going for it was we kind of saw a lot of these characters in a way that we haven't seen them before.
Yeah,
like some of
Scourge.
them are not just, I mean, like the reoccurring characters, because you know you have Bumblebee in this movie. That's the only 2 Transformers movies you have in this storyline. You know, all the Michael Bay stuff is its own. It was rebooted with Bumblebee. That's like 100% confirmed at this point.
Yeah,
and so we didn't really get any time meeting and getting to know other Transformers outside of Bumblebee in that film. And this movie is really like the actual Transformers #1. You know, the first one's just Bumblebee.
This was more of it's more of the other Transformers because Bumblebee takes a back seat in this movie,
which really,
we know.
which I thought was really smart. It gives the viewers time to actually get to know these other Transformers, because Bumblebee is like, he's a popular, him and Optimus, you know, they're like the top 2, obviously. But I thought it was cool the way that you know, you have like this mindset of this Transformer is like that he stands up for the humans. He's like the ultimate protector, and now like it's like, yo, to hell with humans. We need to look out for ourselves. And we get the story arc of where some of that protective mindset comes from, where you learn that from, you know. And I thought that was actually really cool.
Yeah. I would have liked a little more depth on Optimus Primal though.
Yeah, on Prime. Well, all the Maximals, you know.
Except for the one you got the what's it, Air Razor.
Yeah,
I
I
she was
thought
a cool one.
I was going in just wanting like Maximals to dominate the movie, but it's called Rise of the Beast, so it was like their introduction. So it makes sense that like they get brought into the movie. I think it was cool how they started it to help with that a little bit.
Yeah,
But more Maximals would not have been a problem for me. That ending I thought was just that was one of like there's been bigger battles. Like that's one thing you cannot accuse that franchise of is like from every movie kept escalating. By the third movie, you have a full on.
Oh, there's definitely action in this movie.
Like, but this one, though the action wasn't as big as some of the stuff we've seen, like the end of number 3 or the end of Age of Extinction or the Last Night even.
Mm-hmm.
It was done well. It was like where it was at was smart.
Yeah.
And I don't know. The fight sequences were great. The transformations in them, some of them were so seamless. Like you blink, you're like, what?
What? No, there was a good fight scene with Optimus where as he's fighting, he turns into the truck. He does this move, and you notice they all did the superhero pose.
Mm-hmm.
That was like
that final transformation that you see Optimus do, like it twisted my brain.
It was awesome though. And
yes, with Noah, it was him and Noah. I'm like, what did I wanted to rewind it so bad. I'm like,
he's like fighting, and then he just turns into the truck.
Yeah, like it just spins like long ways, and then Noah's just on the back, like posted up, like what? And then when Primal gives the call, it just yells to the Maximals, maximize, and then they just hit it, and he does like that jump, and he hits the ground and rolls, and when he comes up, he's in battle mode. Like, what?
Yeah. So overall, for the action alone, it was good. I think that's what sold me the movie.
Yeah, I think they did a good job. Of course, like there's going to be robots fighting robots. There's a good story to it and everything. It brings heart to the table with the human characters. If you're going to have human characters in there to ground your movie, don't forget to ground your movie with human characters. And they hit on a really cool angle with our lead character and his little brother and what drives the lead character to make these outlandish decisions, to accept the fact you just met alien robots and to tag along in this journey. You know, like he has good motivation and everything. I thought it was good. It was solid.
So.
Becker saw it. Becker saw it early. He's found the secret sauce to be able to go watch most of these blockbuster films pretty much a week early at the latest.
Well, I was offered passes to go see Flash for Wednesday or Thursday, and I was like, dude, I gotta pass them both because I had the Wednesday ticket for Transformers already paid for, and I was like, and it was only 2 passes, so it was like it was only gonna be me and my wife, and the kids can't go. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to pass on the Flash.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I discovered a world of free movies down here, and I just cannot believe this is a thing. So I can see your movie like a week to 2 weeks early, in some cases a month early, and you're paying for it.
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
Okay, then. Yeah, never knew it was a thing. God bless you, Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
That is an awesome deal.
Yeah, I think that's an awesome deal. It's weird that
and it's always AMC, but that's because they're based here.
That makes sense then.
Did you get any good stuff? They didn't really have anything in my theater, like posters or comics or anything like that.
Yeah, I always get a poster too on your seat.
On your seat?
They didn't do anything, or they didn't have anything. I'm wondering if because we went to Spider-Verse early in the IMAX and we didn't get any kind of the little giveaway things that they do or nothing.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if
and that's the other thing. I never sprang for IMAX before this either, but now that they're giving it to me for free.
Oh, IMAX. You also get IMAX for free? Mm-hmm. That's nice.
It's just so the deal is
someone says
there's no reserve seats.
Comic-Con ticket.
You get the code, You put it in. You have to be like the first 200 people to redeem the code. Then that doesn't even get you in the theater because only the first 100 people to show up. Now with Transformers, that wasn't a sellout. So if you had shown up as the movie started, you'd have gotten in. But once the movie starts, doors are locked. Nobody's getting in after that. Flash was the only one where somebody watched us. Since then, that's not really a thing, but they actually had like representatives there to watch us during Flash to make sure you weren't recording the movie. But yeah, there's no previews and there's no credits. And the ending you see is not guaranteed to be the ending they use in the movie.
So you didn't see the complete movie?
No, I haven't seen the, but I saw it for free, and your trick ass had to pay.
So you got a 0.5 version of Flash.
Yeah, incomplete, missing pages.
It's potentially incomplete. What he saw wasn't necessarily the final cut, but I'm going out on a limb and saying because of when he saw it, he most likely saw the final cut. They had it not written in stone, but because you saw it early compared to like the rest of us, but you didn't really see it early compared to what they would have to do in order to alter anything and get that out there.
He didn't see the 2-year copy, the one that was 2 years old.
Yeah. Oh, Paul, what time does the Joe Fest stuff start downtown today? Because I'm working this weekend, but I'm off today, and I just realized they're having antics on Friday, so I might take the kids down there today. Well, what time does the events and the doors open today? Needs to know. Y'all don't have to wait on an answer. Y'all can keep talking. Unless you're planning on driving down here, Izzy. You can come down here and go to Joe Fest today.
How much are the tickets?
If you drive down here,
yeah, that ain't happening. That's a long drive, man.
Yeah, but you can get a free admission. You can crash on my couch and drive back home in the morning.
Well, I'm in the lap. You see where I live, man. I need 5-star accommodations.
There's no rats.
Okay, no, that settles things.
Might be an armadillo or something.
Armadillo, he said, not
Diller.
armadillo.
Yeah, we get a lot of armadillos.
Yeah.
And most of them are just always, you don't ever really see them alive as much as you just see them when they don't make it across the road.
Roadkill.
Speed bumps.
Yeah. Or speed balls.
Like, you know what a squirrel is, Izzy? Do y'all have squirrels? They're like your rats that you used to have, but they climb trees.
No,
they have fuzzy tails and good PR.
Some of them know
that. Exactly.
That's all they are. They're rats with fuzzy tails and good PR.
And good PR.
They're like well,
they got PhDs.
Oh no, I was gonna say something that was
we got plenty of squirrels.
Not right this time of day, this time of age.
Mm-hmm. There's a squirrel in every single park here, at least 10.
The other day, my dog was posted up in the backyard, just running back and forth. We tried what was going on because there was a squirrel highway on the back fence the other day, and the dog was just going back and forth chasing squirrels, trying to catch one to play with. Which is much better. I'd rather he catch one of the squirrels than catch like the freaking possums when they come. Those things are.
They're just nasty.
Yep.
So, yeah, we got squirrels. We got raccoons. We got pigeons. Got plenty of pigeons.
Catch that pigeon. Catch that pigeon.
Stray cats. But Stray Cats going to be at the Brooklyn Comic Show. So for $50, you can go see Stray Cats.
Have they released anything recently?
No. Yeah,
that's about right.
Yep, that sounds about right. There'll be like 3 vendors. I think there's actually 3 vendors in this show.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And you can buy a lot.
And last year, I didn't go last year, but I did hear that the building that they were doing the show was under construction, so they had no windows, no walls. It was just bare bone last year,
So it was basically a gazebo.
pretty much. And they were charging about the same thing then too.
Paul, what time are you going down there to start setting up, Paul? Me and the kids can come and give you a hand.
He says, "Give you a hand." He's gonna just go in and be like,
No, I'm just going to go in and make the kids do it. That was because I don't plan on working on my off day. But the kids, they're good for free labor.
"Here you go."
But in all sincerity, if you do need help setting up, be happy to come move boxes and stuff.
Yeah. My wife sent me a photo yesterday, and it was a picture of a rat, and she's like, "You could use it. You could use it." It's like, no, he wants to see video. so I got the photo of the rat, but that's not good enough. Yeah. And she's telling me right now, as she's hearing me talking, she's like, the rat was staring at her. So the rat's here. Oh, it was on the stairs? It was trying. Well, no, the other day there was a rat going inside someone's apartment through the window because they had the air conditioner and there was a gap and you could see the rat going inside.
There's no coming back from the rat infestation of New York proper. Now, I don't know what y'all did to clean up your neighborhood, but the rest of New York, I think, is just a lost cause.
Well, we didn't clean up the neighborhood. They're in certain spots. As long as there's no garbage around, that's the idea.
They just know better than to mess with you.
Yeah, sure.
Run when they see you coming.
Yeah. But we do have a lot of Chinese stores, Chinese food places. So that we do have a lot of. So maybe that's what's the case.
Could be.
And I'm not joking about that, by the way. That's a real thing. That's why I don't eat Chinese food in New York.
Sounds like slander to me.
Sure. I'll probably be giving that in the Brooklyn Comic Con show for $47.50.
You can get carne de rat.
You can get a rat.
Rat burger. Best rat burger I've ever had.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? What do you think Transformers is going to make this weekend? I think it's going to make a solid 100.
I think you're looking at 70 in the 70s.
Well, I think with word of mouth, it'll get the number.
I think that's what's going to push it to the 70s. For one, just the frequency of movies releasing right now slows things down. You have some people that are making the choices. Like there's this coming out this month, I can see this one or this one. Keep in mind, it's the summertime. The fact that Spider-Verse hasn't crossed 300 mil is a huge sign that movie is not going to perform like the reaction makes you think it will. I'm telling you right now, that movie is not going to be it's already a financial success for the studio.
It made its money.
But this movie is not about to have like some kind of crazy legs. I mean, like comic fans and stuff, they love it. That's not a general audience give a crap. It's not. It just isn't. For whatever reason, it's an animated feature. It's not Peter Parker. There's a lot going into it that keeps it from being bigger than it should be for as good as it is.
Art style doesn't appeal to a good number of individuals.
Yeah,
for everyone who loves it.
X, you had Little Mermaid, you had a Spider-Verse, you have Transformers, and you have Flash and Elementals next week. So there's people that have already spent too much money. There's people that are saving money, and there's people that just don't have the time to see all of this stuff.
I really think when it comes to this movie, the biggest thing really is there's for every person who loves the animation style, there's an older person who doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And that has been overwhelmingly when I hear people who weren't as thrilled with the first movie and aren't as excited about the second movie. The biggest, most common thread that you hear them talk about is not the quality of the movie or the story or anything else, but it's the art style. That for some people it's just off-putting.
It's all over the place. Yeah, right. That I agree with. I think, and that was done intentional, right? That was them saying, okay, how could we go over our top than the previous movie, right? because they did. They went over the top with the art style. They put more money into it. You know, the discussions of each individual character and having their own style. I think what's good about Spider-Verse is that it has rewatchability, because when you see it, you're gonna have to go see it again in order to catch things that you didn't catch
but you're
before.
not, but you're not, people aren't. I mean, there, of course, some people
Not
do.
in the theater. Not in the theater. I think
That's what I
afterwards.
was about to say. That's where the money that I'm talking about is being made, is on the silver screen. But in such a busy movie season, which we talked about this, Izzy, in my lifetime, I cannot remember.
It's been a long time.
A summer season this stacked.
Packed. I don't know why it's so stacked too.
There's Oppenheimer, which is an R-rated, nearly 3-hour-long movie, but still is going to there's going to be people out there that don't take their kids to see one thing because they have date night plans to go do that or something.
Yeah,
you're going to have plenty of people that are waiting for Indiana Jones, despite, I mean, like what we think about it. It's still an Indiana Jones movie. That's that franchise. Like it's probably about to have a crime committed against it, but in the other 3 movies, there's still nostalgia, you know.
Yeah, we're living in a year where a Fast and Furious movie is no longer discussed after 2 weeks of its release.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That's saying a lot.
Well, that's because it had 2 weeks till Little Mermaid dropped, and Little Mermaid, it's flopped.
It flopped because overseas they don't like it.
It didn't flop because of one market in China. The second largest,
multiple markets. I'm not saying just one market.
The China market is what's being blamed. They're blaming the Chinese racism, which whole racism card is so 2020. The second largest film of last year didn't even get a release in China. The point is, quality sells, and when you have something like The Little Mermaid, that the quality is there, but it's mid. You know, you have a mid product. There's no way of making the live action Little Mermaid a worldwide phenomenon. So you have to know that going in when you're budgeting it and marketing it. It is what it is. And my wife and daughter saw it. I'm looking forward to seeing it, and they said it was fantastic. Everyone,
it's a great movie.
Yeah, everyone who's seen it is saying it's good, but it's just a live action remake of a cartoon.
Oh,
so they didn't budget it.
You're not seeing anything. You know, there's obviously new scenes, but you're not seeing something new. You're seeing something that's been rehashed. It's a retelling. It ends the same way. Spoiler: it's the same ending.
Well, now I don't have to see it. Great, thanks, Izzy.
Right? No problem. If you saw the original, man, right? But the truth is like,
what if I read the book?
Yeah,
you know how it is. Books always better.
You're probably better off.
So the thing is, with something like Little Mermaid, why it's not performing? Yes, I agree with you. It's some people are they're blaming the racism involved. I think some of it's not racism as much as being anti-Disney.
I don't think any of it. And I was about to say, I don't think any of it's racism at this point. It's just people don't, if like, I don't want to see it. Oh, you're a racist. That's literally the Disney narrative. Like you can go online, like they just feed these articles out there and try to guilt people into seeing stuff, which makes people not want to see it even more. Like, you this company.
So what happened with Lightyear? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That movie, I saw it. It's trash. I didn't like it. Like maybe the first 10 minutes of the movie was good, and then afterwards I was like, I'm done.
But the whole, like, I honestly think like some people just have a little bit of there's a lot of factors, especially like the live action fatigue. You know, like look at Aladdin. Has the same exact. You can sit there and say the same exact cultural markers to that movie as you can to Little Mermaid, and it made over $1 billion. Because
that's a good movie.
It's so good. It was so good. That's my favorite live action one they've done. And I like all of the live action remakes. I don't think I've seen one that I was like, I wasted my time. You know, I like them. They hit I'm a fan of nostalgia. I think Aladdin was good. I'm sure Little Mermaid is going to be fantastic. Lin-Manuel Miranda comes in to help update the songs and do this. They always update songs and add songs and all the live action. Jasmine's Won't Go Quiet song, that was their original song for that one. Phenomenal, gives you goosebumps. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just they're disconnected to their audience and their product, and it's like they need to fire people because they didn't learn their lesson when Thor 4 brought in $750 million and still wasn't a success because they overinflated the budget. Like when you look up a movie's budget, that's not the budget. That's the reported original.
That's the money. That's the money that was spent on making the movie. That's not also including the PR that goes with it.
Not even
the marketing.
That's the original reported budget. It never includes reshoots. It never includes contract deals. It never includes subtracting the gate from the theater in it. It never includes the marketing, which conflates a budget no less than times 2. Now, in case of Thor, which like it went way over that, so 750 million at the box office didn't bring them a financial success, which is crazy. Someone should be fired over that. Little Mermaid, the same thing. It's sitting at like I think it's sitting at like almost 400 million with a $250 million budget. You should never have a $250 million budget on one of these live action remakes at this point. You know what they're going to bring back. You know people are on a downhill trend with your brand. You got to manage expectations.
I got to take off. I'll see you later, Mark.
All right, Mike.
I might stop back. How late do you think you're going on this?
Just message me when you're on your way back, and I'll kill the stream real fast.
Thank you.
I saw it.
I honestly have no clue, man.
I saw Morbius. I saw it in theater.
I just heard Morbius.
You actually watched Morbius. People are
I saw it in theaters.
Damn, Taylor, that hurts right here in this general region. Damn.
Support Taylor. Try to get him under 1K now, guys.
Yeah. Road to under 1K. So I didn't see Morbius in theaters just because I didn't really have like too big of a desire to like. I wasn't a fan of the first Venom movie. I thought it was just hot garbage, and the second Venom movie was even worse. And then Morbius, you could look at it and kind of get like, I don't know. Some people can look at movies. You can just see certain things that just make you say, "This is going to be that."
It's not a good movie. It's a bad.
And it
movie.
was exactly what I expected.
It was a bad movie. I knew I was going in knowing it was a bad movie.
Yeah.
As far as Venom goes, when I first saw Venom, I didn't like it. Right, and then when I saw it a second time, not in theaters, but I saw it on streaming, I decided to look at it. No, I actually started looking at it from a different perspective. Like, this is not Spider-Man's Venom. This is a completely different movie. I'm gonna just do that moving forward with this franchise. And I enjoyed it a lot more watching it, not thinking that it's a Spider-Man. It's supposed to be Spider-Man based. So I'm okay with Venom. I'm with you. I think the direction they went is stupid. I'm not looking forward to Craven. I don't care what people say. It's R-rated.
I am. After that,
I gotta see it.
What was the con? The film con?
I know it's Cinecon.
Cinecon. After the Cinecon response to the trailer, I don't have like these great expectations for it. But if they get away from like every studio kind of has like its own style and tone where like if they don't tell you this is out of this studio, you can look at it and be like, oh, that's out of this studio.
Yeah.
You can tell. If they can get away from that tone that they had with Venom and Morbius, which really fit the same feel, and they can find a new one, I think they have plenty of room to make a successful, enjoyable franchised universe.
Yeah. But I think my personal opinion, first of all, it's coming out it's supposed to be scheduled for September.
Separated him because Blue wasn't taking his meds at the end of the day, and so I had to separate him and leave his meds in there for him so he'd get them. You can put them back together.
Yeah. So I wasn't a big fan of the fact that it's scheduled to come out in September, and September is not a good month for movies. That's like the month that they put all the garbage. That's the same reason why I'm a little concerned with Blue Beetle. I have some concerns with Blue Beetle.
Yeah, I think they made a fun trailer, but I don't have high expectations for that. That's almost like Blue Beetle quality looks almost like a television show that they
it is a television show. It was meant to be a television show. That was its original intention. It was supposed to be a streaming movie. And Susan Sarandon as a villain, I gotta see that.
Carapax is a villain. I get what you're saying, but like the action sequence, Susan Sarandon, I think that's a good choice for a villain. She's just a good actress.
She's a good actress. But there was something funny about it.
Did you see the reveal for like we knew Carapax was going to be in it, which goes back to Dan Garrett lore in comics, but they're like bringing Carapax up for Jaime, and he's gonna have a suit, but it kind of almost makes me immediately think of Iron Man 1. You
Yeah.
you have Ted's company that's been like violently taken over by Susan Sarandon, who's after the tech of the Scarab, the arc reactor, and it works great for Jaime, and he's got it and everything. And she finally gets one to work, and she puts Carapax in it, and it's bigger because they can't streamline it like I. So it's Iron
more
Man
like
and
an
Iron.
Ant-Man movie.
Well, I mean, like the Ironmonger comparison.
Yeah.
Like Carapax is huge and
Yeah.
clunkier.
So what you're saying is that she learned from her predecessor. She was making a man with blonde hair and a tan, and he's good for relieving her tension.
Exactly. You got to do what you got to do, Rob.
Is that Adam Warlock?
No. So,
How do you feel
Susan
about
Sarandon was in a movie called The Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I know.
Are you still? Does Adam Warlock now seem like they kind of did okay with him, or worse now that some time's gone by?
He's not getting better.
Not getting better. Oh man, that people are having fun with that too, like painting themselves. That video.
Oh my god, with the guy with the skateboard.
With the sparklers going off next to him.
But that's how you do it, and then you just got to put After Effects. You have to just use After Effects to make it work. That was a
Good morning, DJ. Good morning,
Hey, DJ.
Good nerds. What's happening?
That's you just put in After Effects. Of course, that they're showing you the midway process. That's how it's done. It looks silly at first. You think all these movies look great the first time around they're doing these recordings?
Absolutely. You only get one take when you're filming in space.
Yeah.
It's too expensive to do reshoots.
Oh man.
Ladies and gentlemen, DJ Links. To circle back around, DJ, we need to know: are you going to the Brooklyn Comic Show? Because if so, that might justify the $50 price tag that they're asking. But if you're not going, then I mean, what's the point of $50 to get in?
No DJ Links, man. I got to see DJ Links for $10.
Yeah, but I mean, let's be honest though. People might pay $50, whereas like no DJ Links. I mean, why would you pay $50?
You got the real life. Peter Griffin's going to be in the show.
Yeah, well,
come on. You sure you don't want to get his book signed?
Does he have an amazing room?
No, he just has a table.
Yeah, well, see.
DJ just goes to con and he walks up to a booth and puts a blue X in front of it and stands on it so he can flip through books.
Yep. DJ, it is, I'm not kidding. It is a $50 ticket.
Plus $173.
Well, it's $47.99 plus $179 service fee.
But you'll get service, and that's the good part. Just know
you get service because there's no windows.
Yeah. Is this the one on Frost Avenue?
Is it? I'm not sure. I have to look.
Because they cold. They're real cold with them prices.
Ice cold.
Yeah, and that's just for one day. Because you got to pay $37.99 for Sunday.
Then you got to get there too. So I mean, how much does it cost to get there or park? I mean, Jesus Christ.
Do they have like weekend tickets with slightly discounted rates?
It doesn't look like they do. They got a weekend pass for kids. They got a weekend pass for kids, so you got that going for it. It is on Mesero Street, The Breeze. The name of the place is called the Breeze. It's going to be held on The Breeze.
Stay cool.
Sounds like much of air.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm a kid,
and it starts at 12.
Can I pay extra to get in early?
It starts at 12 o'clock, so you got to come. It starts at 12.
For another $25, I get in 30 minutes early.
You get the VIP ticket.
I know, like, there's going to be a lot of people upset who are used to going to these like cons where you pay a little bit more and you get in early, and then Heroes Con says VIP badges early, blah blah blah. But all Hero Con ever has is one line that they don't let no one in until they're ready to. Like,
but they've not had fat stacks there.
Yeah,
there you go.
But what's funny is they're not going to let you in either. Which me like because one thing that Heroes Con has had is me and Pops there, and like I
Yeah,
don't do the one. I go straight. Yeah, you say that, but we go up there and like they like, dude, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like they just have a disconnect from like common sense. Like I paid money for 30 minutes early. Yeah, but they're still setting up. I know that's why you only let in the few people that paid early, not everybody. You know, that's why. Are you going to give me the money back in difference then? But I
Talking about
said,
pops,
like,
I got the
should
pop spot.
definitely. But I'm going to do it again this year. Like, you know, like pay to get in early. It opens at this. It's now this time. I'm going in, or you're giving me my money back. You're giving me the difference in ticket price back.
exactly.
Yeah.
Is how Fat Stacks rolls.
And we have a large enough group. It'd be like, you're going to give all of us our ticket prices back, and they're just going to be like, just leave if you don't want to stay. That's what they're going to say. You can have your money back and just leave.
It's all right. To the bar we go.
Well, if you want to go to a bar, you could go to Brooklyn Comic Con at the Breeze. It apparently is a bar. So you
It's
got to
getting
go to a
better.
bar for $50.
And what if I pass by it? Then can I say I passed my bar?
And he is right. They were
Right,
not
pass
letting the
the bar.
vendors in early.
Why would they not let vendors in early? That makes no sense.
Dude, they're weird, man. And like it's odd.
So-
I say it's weird, but whatever routine or whatever method or thought process they have, like you can't figure it out because
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like it's a good one.
And we're talking because I know most places the vendors are allowed to go in the day before to set up. So is that the case?
I don't know. I don't know, man. That's what I'm saying. Like none of it makes sense.
Yeah, $50 is nuts, DJ Links, but they might offer you nuts. So
But
gourmet nuts.
they'll settle for a solid $20 bill.
Yeah. Meet you out in front for free.
This kid crying
We'll
about-
set up a table. You put the turntables up. You put the music up. I get you. We'll do sketches. We'll do stuff like that. Give out some flyers, some stickers, all that stuff, all for free. And we'll get more traction than people inside.
You could have a live edition of Rat Quest.
We could actually have rats in this show. That's these nuts. Yep, you got it. It's hard to look through a laptop.
Yeah, that's why I don't do it. Oh no, actually,
Well-
technically that's not true. I am on a laptop right now. It's
But
just plugged
you
in.
got a monitor.
It's plugged into a monitor, external keyboard, external mouse, external camera. Yeah,
So your laptop is generally a desktop.
my work laptop is. Yeah, I have my work laptop and in my main CPU that are all tied into the same configuration.
Yeah.
So depending upon whether I'm at work or not, I just flip an AB switch and it
Yeah.
toggles everything over.
Yeah, I just didn't want to set up a green screen. I got to get out of here pretty soon. I got to do some stuff. I was like, let me just put the laptop on. I'll just use the camera for the laptop. I'm not crazy about the camera because look at that shadow. Whew.
Yeah, well, I do. Excuse me.
And that's it. We're going to do it. DJ Links and Izzyverse are going to be outside of Brooklyn Comic Con doing Rat Fest. Rat Fest.
Round and round. Wait, no, sorry.
We know a couple of cosplayers. We'll get them. So pretty much the show's going to be a cosplay fest. That's what it's going to be.
Thrilling.
Yeah, exactly. And yet they call it Brooklyn Comic Con.
I mean, that's what they did here for the longest time. We had, excuse me, we had Silicon, the Silicon Comic Convention, and it became Silicon or Silicon. And then it started off as a comic book convention, which of course was your standard mixed pop culture fair. But because it was Silicon Valley, it had a little bit of tech stuff because they would have some of the panels would be stuff. They'd have people from Ames Research Center come down, and they'd have some science-based panels to go
You
along
said
with it.
AIM?
Ames, NASA Ames.
Oh.
Mhm.
Hey, Pops, do you want to go down to the Joe Fest thing? They're doing it for a couple of hours tonight. I'm working this weekend, but you want to ride down there tonight and or this evening, see what's what, take the kids?
But, so then what happened is then they had Woz brought in Adam Savage to it, and
Oh, nice.
they started to do some more heavy cosplay stuff because Adam Savage likes to do that shit as part of his building stuff.
Yeah.
And then the Woz got out of it and it became Adam Savage's Silicon. And when that happened, it became nothing but pop cult or it became really heavy cosplay maker fair shit
Mhm.
with and science tech, and comics became almost nothing. And that's when this San Jose Con I mentioned earlier what started up. Is it started as because Silicon was no longer about comics, so they created their own show, and all the vendors pretty much left Silicon.
Yeah.
They put it on the same weekend. They all the vendors were at this little freaking Holiday Inn ballroom because rather than the big San Jose Convention Center, because the people they were making more money because they were paying less per table, and the people that were coming were there to buy comics.
Books. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's now the point where they just announced, even though they announced earlier in the year tickets had been on sale for Silicon for this year, they started sending out messages saying that, oh no, it's canceled. They're not holding it this year, and
What?
they're trying to claim in their press release, they're trying to claim that it's related to COVID still. That because crowds haven't come back and everything else. It's like, no,
Really?
let's be honest.
That's BS.
It's because you changed the fucking show to be a cosplay maker fair, and that's not what people want to go see on that size of a venue. I mean, it's fine to say you're going to have a cosplay maker fair, but don't expect to fill the goddamn
Eh,
convention center for it and expect vendors to show up and want to sell stuff when that's not the focus of the show.
And that's the point. That's the point I get with all these shows, especially these big ones like New York Comic Con and stuff like that, is that they're calling it a Comic Con when it really isn't. Like, change the name by now. You know what I mean? But the name sells, right? New York Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con. But you know what? Let the vendors vend. You know, make it that it's a full event, and then have these corners, these things. But of course, they don't. And
No,
then you get other people get shafted. Like
the
Artist
only
Alley in New York Comic Con is a shame.
The
It's
only
it's
the only ones
packed.
the only comic shops and stuff that can go to those things are these mega shops that
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. The
and even
retailers.
and even them, it's a questionable expense for them because they're really not making their money there. They're really just doing it trying to get their name out there
Hmm.
and hope for that drives after sales. It's a market half of its marketing budget.
Yeah, that's all it is. At the end of the day, that's why I tabled there. I tabled there not because I'm not making a dollar. I'm not making. I spent for Comic Con. I spent $300 for 2 days because I was subletting for 2 days. I probably made $150 in sketches because I wasn't selling. I was literally to say, here's my channel. Here's go check out my channel. This is what we're gonna talk about. This is what we're gonna do. This is what my channel's about, right? And I had giveaways. I must have put like $1,000 in giveaways just because all I want is just like you said, it's marketing, get the name out and stuff. People get to know you and stuff like that. So, but at the same time, it's like it gets annoying because you go to these shows and it's a Comic Con, and for me personally, I like to get comics. I'm not gonna lie, I like getting my exclusives. I think there's some coolness in getting an exclusive, which I like. But at the end of the day, I couldn't care less which character you're dressed as that you have no idea what their first appearance is. You get my point?
Mhm.
So it's like that kid that walks around with a Nirvana t-shirt and has no idea that Nirvana's a band.
Yeah, I couldn't believe I saw the teasers like fan expo for San Francisco. They just sent an email to me yesterday saying that like tickets go on sale next week. All right. So the event is for the next several years. It's all, hey Finn.
Mhm.
It's
That was off.
up in
Hey,
it's Thanksgiving weekend. right? So that's what they've got for the next couple of years. It's on like a 5-year deal there.
Then you get
So
on the
it's
drug
so it's
test
the
tonight.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday after Thanksgiving.
This place.
That's the worst.
So you're not going there. You're not going there for all 3 days.
What they had
And
at
the show itself isn't that great.
get Kristen Adams.
There's like
right?
3
Ghostbusters
or 4
Kristen
comic
Adams.
vendors last year and stuff.
We went down there.
And but it's like $50. That magic $50, right? It's $50 a day or something. But like the VIP pass, if you want to get for all 3 days, it's $350, and it's like to get you in like half an hour early and get you VIP stuff to their panels and stuff. And it's like I did it last year for some dumb reason, and then I only went 1 day. So I'm like, well, this year there's no way. But you get two of their exclusives for free.
Yeah.
But
Well, they used to be.
You can buy all their exclusives online.
But they used to be before Fan Expo was it was actually Wizard World, right? So Wizard World is at Fan Expo. What they used to do for VIPs is that you used to get graded comics, an exclusive graded comic. So my first slabs that I've ever gotten was because I had VIP tickets.
Yeah, but it's not that now.
No, it's not that now.
No, you get.
Oh yeah, I know, Pops. I'm well aware of it. I just can't make the trip, unfortunately.
But yeah, so it's hilarious because like I can go online to Fan Expo and I can buy the exclusives now. I don't have to wait till freaking November to get them there at the shop. Only difference is like if I buy like the ticket, I get a discount. I get like a percentage off
I
discount.
bought a Fan Expo book this year off their website. It was an absolute pain in the butt, dude. It's the first and only time I've ever had a website store, whatever, ask for my zip code, but wanted the 9-number zip code. I'm like, bro, why?
Same. The Jang, that Spider-Boy Jang.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Boy Fan Expo.
Yeah, I couldn't. Even with my zip code and looking it up online, I still couldn't get it to process, so I just gave up.
Like I was sitting there, like kind of nervous because I know that there's a lot of little FOMO hype and everything around the character, and it's his origin book. And I'm like, dude, I hope this doesn't pop because I'm trying to. Yeah, the Edge of Spider-Verse Fan Expo John Jang book. I'm not sure. In the I'm in school because like he had graduated the night before, so the next day what they do is like everyone come in for finger foods and just let the kids run wild in the gym and on the playground and kind of thing. So I'm there like on the playground just sitting out there trying to buy it real quick, and I've never bought off Fan Expo, so I have to set up everything. Then I get to that, I'm like, I don't know my extra 4 digits, so I have to leave that page to go try to look it up, and it's not like something you can easily look up apparently.
It was a pain, bro.
I call Pops.
You can't just make 4 numbers up because that's usually okay.
I honestly don't know, and I thought about that, but I
do that.
I didn't want to run. I didn't want to risk it and then just like get it returned to sender or something. Yeah. So what I ended up doing is like I have Pops on speakerphone. We're both on the internet looking and going. Like he's at home, so he's checking some mail because some places it'll auto populate with your mail that comes. We just used his address because he found a piece online or a piece of mail that had it. So we were sure it was going to the correct one to his house. Like this is ridiculous.
I don't know. I just mine's in my system, so it just populates when I enter in my address.
Yeah, but I don't have we weren't using any kind of system or anything. You know, we're just trying to use off memory on their website.
No, I'm saying like when I logged into my browser, it saves my address is part of my contacts within Google, and so when I start to populate my name and address, you
get an auto.
Mine does that.
Mine does too.
Same.
But it did. This isn't.
It doesn't have the last.
When you auto-populate it, it doesn't auto-populate that.
That's the first time I've ever even seen or heard of an extension to a zip code. I thought my zip code. Yeah, dude, I didn't know that existed.
I know they exist when you get really.
Official, dude, I thought my zip code's 5 numbers. I didn't know there was a 6-thing extension, bro.
It's been 9 numbers for like 30, 40 years,
and I've never used it one time in my life. Bro.
And you never have to.
You
never have to.
Either, Rob.
I didn't really even know about it. Really,
there's people that know it exists and don't use it, and there's people that don't know it exists and don't use it, but nobody uses it.
And
Nobody
even trying
uses
to
it. I
look
don't
it
even
up
think
on
the post
Google,
office uses it.
I
Yeah, the
couldn't
post
even I
office
couldn't
does
even
it.
like
No,
find
Garrett.
information online. It was a pain.
The
Did
post
you go to the
office don't
post
use.
office
No,
website?
I didn't. I just gave up.
I
That's
did.
where I would go.
That's where I went, and they didn't have it. And Pops went there, and you can't just they don't just have. That's because that's how useless it is. Like
It might be
I
state
went
by
there,
state.
Pops went there, and when
difference.
it didn't
It's
work, that's
useless.
when
It's
I called
absolutely
Pops.
useless. It's a useless thing. I don't even know what it's in It has to be in reference to something.
Because they're from Canada, right? It was coming from Canada.
I think
that was
that was the
mhm.
thing. Yeah, they don't know that you don't need it.
But I mean, Rob and other people, do you guys shop? Do you guys buy
That-
comics from Canada?
You got to ask guys like
often?
Travis, TM Nerd.
I
You got to ask
bought
TM
plenty of comics
Nerdy
from
or
Canada.
Vet,
What is it?
Chris or somebody.
It used to be called Comics Kingdom of Canada, or it's now called Comics Kingdom of Canada, or just Comic Kingdom.
Did you have to use that number before?
Mutant Beaver never had to use it.
Okay,
Never.
so that's
I
weird.
bought from the UK with Sad Lemon shop. This is all just buying Jang books. You know, when you
Mhm.
have books with international shops.
Mhm.
Never have used that in my life ever.
Interesting. So I just went to the USPS.com and it was zip code by address. You type in your address and it came up and filled in the 4-digit extension for me.
Lies.
I'm on USPS.com. Where'd you go? Just search.
It's got to be state by state then,
Dude,
because
Well,
No,
first thing I did was I Googled, for the
I'm on the USPS.com.
my 9-digit zip code, and it took me right to the USPS website, and then under the tools.usps.com zip code lookup, and then type in your address, and it
I'm on their website. I don't know where any of that is. Hold on. I'm going to walk this step by step. 9-digit zip code.
you said Quick Tools, didn't you?
Zip code lookup. Find my address.
yeah, under quick tools. If you're on the quick tools menu, the second row, the third one from the left says look up a zip code.
All right. So I just did the same thing. Just punched it in, and it's not giving me mine.
You type in zip code by address.
Mm-hmm.
I just typed in the first 5 numbers zip codes I had, and it gave me the whole thing.
I just went to the next page, and it does have it on here on the next page. So
Fine.
yeah, that zip code finder did it.
Unfortunately, this information wasn't found. Please double check and try again. That's my address, USPS.
Anyways, you're right though.
Either way, I learned something
Okay,
new.
So
Generally-
here's what it is.
Generally, you don't need it.
Also called the +4 codes, add-on codes, or add-ons. The zip +4 code starts with the standard 5. The four extra numbers are added after. Yeah, I know this part. These last 4 digits represent the specific delivery routes within delivery areas.
So this is just for post office sorting. Like
This
I
is
thought
this
it was
is your
like a
mailman.
time zone.
yeah,
This is your mailman number.
My mailman's truck number is now that.
That's what it.
Which,
That's what it
which you could
eventually means.
understand in a large city like New York, for
Mhm.
Oh
example,
yeah.
where that could come in
Oh, for
handy
sure.
for them.
Yeah.
That was the first time I ever heard of it or like learned about it. So like
Fair enough.
learn something
So in
new
other words,
all
if
the
you
time.
use the wrong, if you use the wrong extension, what's going to end up happening is the wrong mailman is going to get your package, and it's going to be like, "What the hell am I going to this area for?"
And he's gonna just toss your package at your door
and
and,
that-
mess
and that
everything
is the
up.
reason
Just
why
a basket
you're-
somewhere on the mail floor waiting to get corrected for weeks.
That's why your 9.9 Do a Poo comics have a crack on it because the 4-digit extension number was wrong.
GU comics.
Ah, yeah.
Speaking of Do You Poo comics, Comic Man Andy was on Guess That Key this past Wednesday. It was a blast. And Durs was showing out in the chat. Durs got his first point.
Yes, sir. Normally
Oh, yeah?
I'm just there for comedic value, but
You brought both this week. You brought both.
Beckerman for I think the past month, every show I ask, does it have anything to do with pets? Because 2 or 3 months ago on a short or something, he showed off him getting the Pet Avengers. And he's like, I'm gonna bring that to Guess That Key one day. So I've just been asking
So
it
that's
every week.
that's the secret to Guess That Key, just watch someone's short to find
Watch
out.
or
Well,
the
no, a lot
content,
of
bro.
us-
Mark
lot
does
of
that
us-
too a lot.
No, a lot of us stopped doing content on books we're bringing. Paul never does. I never do anymore.
Yeah.
You guys used to a bunch.
Well, when we started,
There
because
were
a lot of-
hints.
Now, like I brought this week, the first appearance of Heat Wave. I posted it after the fact, you know. Like, yeah, it's a fun show. It's a really fun
Yeah.
show. I'm
Yeah.
looking
gonna-
forward to Izzy being a guest on
Yeah.
there here coming up soon.
Yeah, I think like July 3rd or something like that.
Rob was on there and showed out. He had a great show. Brought a great book as well. There was
First coming
five.
time.
Or is it the 5th? One, it's either the 3rd or the 5th. One of
First
those
who?
2 days.
I said first Clementine is who I brought.
I bring like some rare book or something like that. I'm like,
I
is
just
it a
bring
key?
random stuff.
Like it's a
I
key.
brought-
Yeah, it's the first appearance of
I brought the first.
Booger Man,
brought the first appearance of Nemesis.
That was a tough
which
book. I remember.
is that Nemesis?
Nemesis from AMG Comics.
Yeah,
Mm.
Yeah,
that was a tough ass book.
I got Nemesis one,
No, not
but
Nemesis.
it might
1.
be the same one.
No,
You mean Nemesis from Resident Evil, right?
No, I mean I'm referring to Nemesis as in Mark Miller.
it's
Yeah.
Adventures into the Unknown. Character named Nemesis.
There you go.
He wears a hoodie and shorts.
That's right. That's right.
So he's from New Jersey. That's what you're trying to say.
Well, straight up California fucking winter wear. That's
All right, guys, I gotta head out. I gotta do some stuff. So I'll see you guys.
you gotta go
soon.
you gotta go walk the streets. Try to
I
make,
do.
try to make $50 so you can go to the show.
I'm gonna be doing some, panhandling in the train as I'm going to the Brooklyn show. I'll be like, hey, money for Brooklyn Comic Con, money for Brooklyn Comic Con. I'll probably sing for them or something like that. Do a little tap dancing.
Get a little
All that good stuff.
hat and cane.
Yep. I love the people that. So we have some people that they have like the candies that they're selling candies and stuff. And yeah, there's these kids. It's always like teenagers or 20-something year olds. And they're
cigarettes.
like,
I
They're
like
like,
my
"Hey."
candy. I like
Yeah,
my
no,
candy from a
it's
windowless
like, I got
van,
candy.
personally.
I got Skittles. I got M&Ms. And by the way, I'm not trying to use this money to buy drugs. I'm just trying to make a living, guys. I'm just trying to make a living here, trying to sell you candy, so that I could buy a uniform from my school. And I'm like, dude, man, you're like 27. I think you need to stop going to school at this point. Yeah, but I still, I missed a couple of years, so that's a thing too. So I'll go do that. I'll let you know how Brooklyn Comic Con is.
Nice. Hope you have a great day, bro. Be safe.
Take it easy,
If
brother.
it happens, I do have a free ticket, but I'm not gonna go because I don't want to pay for everybody else. So I could go if I want to, but I'm not going. All right, guys. Later.
You have a beautiful day, bro.
So,
All right, bye,
Derek,
guys.
you've been watching Joe Fest content?
For years, bro. For years and years and years.
It hasn't been around that long. It's
Oh,
relative-
since it's like
there's only
like-
one Joe Fest, and
right.
that-
It's been around 4 or 5 years.
yeah.
Mhm.
You say years and years and years. I'm like, come on,
Yeah,
man.
just Big Dub. That is his main. He has press passes. He gets all that. That is his con. He loves it to death. All the vendors there are so amazing.
So he's a toy guy.
It's yeah. Well, I mean,
It's a toy.
he's like
show.
right. He's like us. He collects everything: toys, comics, blah blah blah, whatever.
And who
It's
is this you're talking about?
Big Dub. That's like somebody
Name of the
who
channel?
Big Dub.
I'm saying that's the name of a channel.
Yeah. That's why I do my Friday positivities. That's who, whenever I need anything for like toy advice or anything like that, that's who I've been watching for like 6 or 7 years, bro. So that's somebody who I wanted
Never
to be
heard
at.
of it. Big
Really? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Him, it's like a whole group, like him, Seth, OG Geek, Kent Pool, Diamond Dave. I talk to them on Instagram all the time and stuff like that. They're not like, it's not like they have their own little niche community with like 4
What's
or
the name
5 of
of
them.
his- What's the name of his channel?
It's just BIGDUB
One word. It's not coming up.
space.
I had a space and it wasn't coming up. You're gonna have to send me a link. 'Cause it's
Yeah, I
not
will.
bringing-
Here, I'll send it
What's
to you
funny
right
is
now.
like when I search Joe Fest, I get a bunch of Joe Fest videos, but my own video doesn't come up.
Really?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not just GI Joes.
Is it
There's a
J-Dub show?
hmm.
Is it the J Dub show?
Here, I'm sending it to you.
Oh, is that it? Is his name J Dubs? Because I found a J Dub show channel.
No, his name's Bryant Wilson. I just sent it to you. But that's somebody who I personally look up to as a huge inspiration and everything, and that's all my positivity, and that's somebody who really helped me through like a lot of my depression and mental stuff a few years ago. So like, much respect to him, and I always try and shout him out when I can. One day he's going to be on Only Slabs because he's got all like stupid comic collection as well, but he just hasn't had time to do it the past few weeks.
Yeah, so Ed who puts on the Joe Fest, he's like an 80s guy, like G.I. Joe, Transformers, stuff like that. That's why Sergeant Slaughter's always there and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been trying to get it, like he's done a fantastic job of making it bigger every year. He started it in like a hotel convention room, and he's got it now in like this will be the third year it's at the Augusta Conference Center, which is 3 years old itself.
Mm-hmm.
It's
an amazing location
outside of the like it's a fraction of the size of like where we're going for Heroes, but it's as big as you get here in Augusta without renting out like our Civic Center.
I'm surprised you didn't go to didn't MomoCon just happen?
What?
MomoCon? There's another massive con in Atlanta.
Well, I don't.
It's like
Atlanta. Jesus, there's a thought you knew me.
Isn't that where Joe Fest right out? Where's Joe Fest at? 5
minutes down the street from me.
Oh, is it? I thought you lived closer to Atlanta.
No, I literally live in Joe Fest.
Gotcha. Well, then never mind.
Like Ed, the guy who puts on Joe Fest, his LCS is the Book Exchange also. Like
there you go.
Local. That's
nice.
Like it's called the Augusta Toy and Comic Show. That's the name of it. Joe Fest, nice. Augusta Toy and Comic Show.
Yeah, all the vendors there are so dope.
Like it's just like you have to really be into like custom toys kind of thing to really. That's what it's for, like that's why I'm not. There's vendors, it's cool, but
that's what the toy game right now is turning into because how stupid toy prices are for what limited you get. Like that's why companies like Mythic Legions, they're going to be at Heroes Con and they're going to have a 3 or 4 hour line. I
want Mythic Legions to do like some graphic novels and stuff that actually.
Well, they're coming out with a video game.
I don't give a shit about it.
I know, but I think there's a
comic book like highlighting the story and history of all these awesome characters.
So if you're with their company or whatever, they're on their website. I know they don't have like books or anything, but they do have like synopsises of every character.
That's what I'm saying. They need to hire somebody and like
facts, dude. That's what Dub talks about. But what's nice is those figures are all interchangeable. Like they'll come out with just like grayscale ones for like that way you can buy them and custom paint them and do everything. They're killer, bro. I can't wait to see him in person.
Some of his now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, McFarlane's like the only.
Are you part of the Mythic Legion cabal?
I am on Facebook, but I'm not super heavily into it just because I haven't personally been able to buy them until Heroes. That's going to be the first time I'll see them in person.
They hang in some of the shops.
Yeah, some shops have exclusive deals with them, and that's awesome for the shops.
They're expensive as shit.
Mm-hmm. That's why
they're not mass produced like Hasbro either.
At Heroes they'll be like $30 or $40 a piece, and they sell for like $200 or $300 online. But yeah, Rob, you don't like cosplayers? Is that what I heard?
Not necessarily a huge fan of it. No,
I enjoy the time that people like the real fancy cosplay. I think that's amazing. I mean, all cosplay is cool, but I've never been to a bigger con. So the one thing I want to like is like all the people making TikToks and videos and 24/7. Just they're there just for the views.
I appreciate people that
want
to do all that stuff. That's just not generally not my thing. This is my cosplay, right? I gotta. I mean, I've done it with my sister before, but it's for her.
I'd be down to cosplay anytime for sure.
Yeah, but I did a steampunk Han Solo, but
that's cool.
People asking me if my mustache was fake. No.
My girlfriend. This is a question. Do you do the twist regularly? the personal twist, or is that natural with your mustache? How it curls at the end? My girlfriend says you have the perfect curl on your mustache.
It
Well,
takes work.
it comes. It's at this point in time, I don't have to do much to it, but
Okay.
it's training over time. But there's generally, all right, and she would understand this, is a hot air, a blow dryer on hot, using the edge of your finger to get the curl, set it, and I mean, heat it, and then set it with cold air to set, and then just a touch of product
Nice.
if you need
Nice.
to on a bad day. For the most part, these days more water and a touch, little bit of beard balm is all it takes to hold it on bad days. I'll use some wax, but they don't have to use a lot of stuff usually.
If I didn't go absolutely insane having any longer facial hair than I would have a Grizzly Adams beard, because I can grow facial hair like it's my job, but I cannot. It drives me insane.
Well, I enjoyed to some degree when I had my beard, my full beard. It was, people liked it. It was nice and soft and everything else, but it just became like, for me, I ended up cutting it
The
back.
maintenance.
Well, it was a lot of maintenance. It was a lot of stuff, and when the pandemic hit and I couldn't go to the barber, it was more of a pain.
Yep.
And so I ended up just going back to the goatee, which I've had a goatee now since I was 22. So it's been more years I've had it than not, and I just don't
Don't know what life would be like without it.
Yeah, I mean, every once in a while I look at the full beard again and I go, oh, maybe I could grow my full beard back out again. But you know what? Yeah, I don't.
Goatee looks nice.
I'm fine with that. Yeah, the itchiness actually isn't a problem, Mike. If you use
right,
the beard oil and use the products and stuff, that's a problem.
Just seeing it and being able to.
The running joke I was made is that I didn't realize, those you get those big beards and everything, you look so manly and everything else, right? But to be such a man, look like such a man, you have to be such a woman. In that the amount of product and different types of combs and brushes and things I learned about in order to make sure it's straight and that it's soft and all these different things that go into that. That's a lot. It's a lot of work. It would take me 20 minutes to get my fucking beard ready.
Oh, I'm down for that. I take almost an hour longer to get ready than my girlfriend, bro. I'm like a woman getting ready.
But so you gotta remember, for so long I've had like either a flat top or no hair most of my life since like 14, right? So I don't spend time doing my hair. Yeah, so when I had a beard, that was like the first time in years I had to spend time actually.
Someone say hair.
Morning.
Don't worry, everyone. Eman is hair.
That's right.
Oh, I think you did there.
In the next 10 years, I'll have a full beard because that's when I'll probably be bald. So.
Well, and then
fantastic. Eman, when are you going to see it?
I'm going on Sunday to go see it. I'm going to watch it in IMAX.
Was it good? That's all I want to know. Was it good? Yes or no? That's all. That's what I was asking Mark. I just wanted. That's all I need.
Yeah, I'm hearing from like all the fans that like it's good. It's
cool.
Probably one of the better ones.
J-Man, who doesn't like any of the other ones, because like he's a Gen 1 guy, he said like this was his favorite one.
Interesting.
I think Dr. Von Hoot said roughly the same thing.
Cool.
Beast Wars is
the written reviews I'd read said quite the opposite, but maybe I just read the wrong reviews.
I hate reviews.
I'm talking about the people we know that like you can kind of bounce some judgment.
I prefaced with written reviews.
I do too. I like
the best and worst animation of all time, Beast Wars.
Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah, see, I'm a Gen 1 guy myself. Like I grew up on Gen 1 and I'm looking forward to this one. Like the transformation of Optimus Prime looks pretty,
it has an 88% audience score.
See, that's what I like. I like the audience. The audience score and audience reviews is what I like to gravitate towards.
For me, like the feedback that I'm most excited to hear is Eman's and TJ's. Like I was excited to hear TM's, but I've already got that. But at this point, because TM is specifically a Beast Wars guy, but E-Man and TJ Flash by Night are Transformer guys. You know what I'm saying? Since the dawn of us knowing them.
Cybertron.
I mean, look. That's the John Jane Optimus right there. That's a signed.
You're putting in the dark.
G1.
If you don't have the transforming talking Optimus, it doesn't count.
No, you know what? Shit. Hold on. In my opinion, I got something better than that transforming Optimus. I got
Oh, yes, sir.
No, hold
Yes,
on.
sir.
Hold on.
I see it.
Is that
Signed-
Peter Cullen?
That's signed by Peter Cullen right there.
Wow.
Nice. It's sick.
Yeah.
Is Mimi's nickname Peter Cullen, or is that the real Peter Cullen signature?
No, that's Mimi's. That's Mimi's scribble.
I
right
imagine y'all's bedroom talk is something like her doing a Peter Cullen impersonation.
there. Oh, it's hot. It's sexy. Oh, totally.
See, I grew up with Transformers, but Beast Wars is what put it over the top for me. And then when Michael Bay started making the movies, that's what like achieved like elevated status for Transformers for me.
Yeah. So, what time are you going Sunday, E-Man?
I'm going at 12. So there's a 12 o'clock showing in IMAX in San Francisco. So I'm going to be talking with Namin on Sunday, like around 4 o'clock. I'm probably going to sneak in a quick little review. Like, I just came out of Transformers and this is what I think real fast.
Yeah,
Did they shut down all the theaters in Oakland now?
I don't know.
They all moved to Las Vegas. Is that what happened?
Probably, dude. Everything's leaving.
I
Oakland.
mean, you're going all the way across the bay to go see the movie.
Well, I'm going across the bay because that's IMAX and it had seats. So
yeah, that's
an
what we
hour
were
away
watching.
is
It was
closest
worth it,
IMAX
man.
for me.
It was big. We so Sunday night as always is that week's in, but we're doing the Transformers spoiler special. And we got TJ coming on, TM will be there, and all of them. You're more than, I don't know about the time frames with the time differences, but you're more than welcome to hop on and join. We're going at 8:30 p.m. real time.
5:30.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you. Appreciate it. 5:30. You know what? I have to go pick up my daughter on Sunday around that time. I'll let you know.
Well, if
I'd
you
love
want her to
jump on.
stay healthy, let her get her steps in and just
walk at home.
I mean, it's okay that her mom lives 110 miles away. You know, maybe a little bit of walking would be good for her.
Right.
Oregon Trail will be good for her.
That game was
Learn
fire, by the
How
way.
to be a man on the Oregon Trail.
You have died from dysentery.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have to learn about dysentery. Like, you don't have to die from it, but you just have to learn from it. That's what you have to do.
Sunday's a huge day for gaming, man. All those press conferences, my bones are ready.
What's going on Sunday? Yeah, what press conferences are coming up?
Xbox and Bethesda showcase.
Oh,
The big one. And then I think Sony's is when is Sony's? I think they already had one, but they have another one. I don't know. That Samsung TV I might have to buy just because I don't want to buy a PlayStation, and that new Samsung TV.
Can you explain what you were talking about with that?
So like Microsoft whatever Microsoft program, you can play games on your phone or whatever, and then you can play games on your PC. And literally, if I'm playing like Halo on my phone, I can just cast it to my Xbox and simultaneously just keep
How do
playing
you play Halo on your phone?
through the Xbox app. You just download the game.
What do you use as a controller is what I'm asking.
I can use my phone or I can use my Xbox controller.
Yeah, because those Xbox and PlayStation controllers are Bluetooth enabled, so
Yeah.
you can connect them. Like I've played several games on my phone with my
So your
PlayStation.
phone just turns into like the screen and the console.
Yep, just think of it like a Switch. You're playing your Switch, and then
I'll be honest with you, Durs. I don't understand.
So a Switch is like a handheld. You can just be playing, and then you
So it's
put
a Game
it.
Boy?
Yeah, like a Game Boy, but then you put it in your dock, and as soon as you put it in your dock, it just goes right to your TV, and you're playing. So that's how.
For me, docking was something completely different. I'm still
Yeah,
trying.
docking is like when two elephants come together, but not that docking. But basically, with this new Samsung Pass, it's just like that Microsoft and stuff like that, except they're coming out with a new TV, and it's just a normal TV, and you're gonna be able to play Series X games on it and PlayStation 5 games on it. It's downloaded it's through the program. There's no console needed. You just have a controller and you just play those games off the TV.
I've still been trying to wrap my head around like this PlayStation that you don't put a game in, and now
it's
you're
the cloud.
Now you're telling me that there's a video game console that you don't even have to console.
Yeah. So do you know what the cloud system is, right? Like the cloud memory? No, like the cloud system.
Nimbuses?
Yes. What, like your iPhone, like all your iPhone contacts and all your iPhone memory is on the cloud.
I'm a Samsung guy, bro.
Same. But anyways, the cloud is powerful enough to hold those video games, full games in the cloud, and play those games off the cloud.
On the cloud.
Come out. Just for contact. No. Like Night Terrors is putting everything on hold, my man. Like there's no pre-context is needed going into Night Terrors. The Dawn of DC stuff is pretty much all the creators are pretty much getting a 2-month catch-up phase because of that. Like Green Lantern #2 comes out next week. #3 is going to be Night Terrors. #4 is going to be Night Terrors. With #5, we'll get back to our regular scheduled Dawn of DC programming. It will have cause effect stuff, but you don't need. There's no pre-reading for Night Terrors at all. Like, just get in with the alpha issue that comes out.
Can you please
49-inch wraparound monitor too? They announced, Eman.
What? So the ultra wide?
Yes.
The great thing about the removal of physical media and console stuff just means the one thing: all your guys' investment in GameStop.
Yeah. See,
and bro, I made a lot of money off of that.
I'm the kind of person that likes to hold on to like my physical copies of games, but I also see like the how cheap a digital game can be too. So
I save money. So when you buy games off of Xbox, you get it added to like the Microsoft Rewards program.
Mm-hmm.
So the points I get from buying the game turns around and I save like $10 a game basically.
Yeah, I wait until the games are free, so it saves me $60.
$69.99 a game.
The fact that they charge you that much for a digital game is the thing, right?
It's worth it.
There's no physical media.
No,
there's no distribution costs. There's none of that stuff exactly the same. Yeah. But they charge you the same and more. Same problem I had with comics, with digital comics, is that you shouldn't be charging me $4.99 or $5.99 for a digital comic when that's the same price as to go to the store and get physical media.
That comic's not taking 10 years and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people to make. So that's where the money comes in. Multiple publishers, multiple producers.
My point is that the lack of a physical being should mean that it costs less. There's no physical distribution. There's all these different things, right? But it doesn't. Instead, that just increases profit to the manufacturer.
Yeah.
They do give discounts later down the line on digital.
Sure, they used to do that anyways.
Mm-hmm.
That's just because
don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I have probably about 30 games on Steam and Epic right now and EA right now. Don't get me wrong. However, I get them I get them either when they announce that certain games are free, or when they're at a big discount. Like in all of my digital collection, I only have 3 games that I pay full price for, and that's Elden Ring, Cyberpunk,
Ring, baby.
And
was Cyberpunk the one that flopped the new Reeves game?
One of the best games of all time now.
See here, it took almost a year and a half for them to make patches and updates in order to really get that game.
But that was also it was good on the Series X because I had it day one, fine on the Series X, wouldn't work on the PlayStation, wouldn't work on the PC. But to get back to the digital thing, the reason I have so much digital games is because I have a Series X, and the Series X is the only thing on the planet where I haven't played a game in a month. I can pick that game and like that, I'm going to be on the pause screen. So that quick save, I can transfer through games without any loading screens, without nothing, and nothing else on the planet does that.
TJ, you're right, and that's why that was the why. It was the same price was not undercut the local physical shops, but now it's become the thing where now that there's no longer a physical shop, they're still going to keep that money up that high because people have been conditioned to it.
Nintendo's the worst for pricing. By the way,
I'm sure what you're explaining to me
Even though they're
makes sense
cheaper.
to anybody who understands what you're saying, but I'll be perfectly honest with you. Everything you just said to me sounds like my kid telling me something about whatever they're really into that I have no idea
oh,
about.
for sure.
It was just like the Peanuts adults.
Nintendo, they have their games can never go under a certain price. So even like Mario Party games from 4 or 5 years ago, they'll never drop like to be $10. They'll always be that like $40 price.
With Nintendo, you have to wait till like somebody sells it for a decent price, like on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or something like that.
Yep.
Because Nintendo will never drop those prices. Like even Square
GameStop and stuff.
and EA, like they'll drop their game. They'll even send their games out for free. I ended up getting the Tomb Raider series, all 3 games for free.
Oh yeah. EA Play is great for that.
Yeah.
I got Yars Revenge.
I have Kid Icarus.
Side note, new Pokemon game with guns is coming out. It's not Pokemon. Think of playing Pokemon, but everybody having miniguns and guns.
No idea. I don't even know what play of Pokemon even begins to look like.
Come on, you know what Pokemon is. You throw a ball at a thing.
Look,
you throw a ball, you catch it.
I know of of some of this character stuff because everybody keeps going with this shit. But I don't. It's a card game.
Right. But like, if you look at this new game, the new game's called Pal World, and every character looks like. I have no idea how this game's being made. It's the biggest licensing ripoff ever.
Despite what Tyler would have you guys believe, I don't know shit about fucking Pokemon. Other than there's a character named Pikachu, Squirtle, and you got to catch them all. That's what I know.
Mike, Nintendo loses rights for games more than any other company, by the way.
There you go. A real deal in Star
Trek.
Oh my
God. I'm watching the trailer for Pal World. It looks like such a Pokemon ripoff.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god,
it's ridiculous.
I'm glad to hear that Star Trek Online is still
it looked good, Rob. It looked good. And I hate Star Trek. It looked great,
days,
bro.
In the early
I
days,
remember
it was like there was all this talk about it was never going to make it. And then
the MMO,
they
had that MMO space game.
Yeah.
This is such
Star Trek's going to be cross-platform, Xbox, PC, or Series X, PlayStation 5, and PC.
My wife was just telling me that the game I haven't played it very much lately, but the game that we were playing, the Star Wars Republic that BioWare was looking to sell it or something. I was like, oh, well, good luck trying to sell a game that's 11 plus years old. That's got a mediocre size player base that.
Yeah, lady, Nintendo does have the best array of platformers, but it sucks that they haven't put out a new console in so long because it can't handle anything else besides platformers. So, fingers crossed, we get a new Nintendo product. They're making a thing that goes over your Switch now because your Joy-Cons will always have stick drift. So look out for that new product, Lady F. Yeah, Knights of the Old Republic's fire.
So, Mark, when did gaming stop for you? When did you stop caring about video games?
I never only time in my life I really cared about video games was the Nintendo 64 wrestling era. I played WCW NWO World Tour at a friend's house, and when Revenge was coming, that's when I got my 64. I got it, and Revenge was the game that my parents bought with it. Then WrestleMania 2000 and No Mercy came out.
The only reason I bought a Nintendo 64 was for all those wrestling games.
See how comics.
I played GoldenEye and all that kind of stuff. Then not long after, I played it for a while, and my brother got a PlayStation 2, and we rinky-dinked around. We grew up not really giving a shit, if you know what I mean. We had it, they were fun, we played them and everything, but we played them when it was too late to run the neighborhood, like kind of stuff. And we played
Or
it
if it was raining.
on the no. If it was raining, we hit the creek. If we're raining, that means the creek is on fire today. That's where we need to be. Like we were outside kids, man.
See,
Like,
I was an outside kid too, but then I'd come inside and play video games for 10 or 12 hours.
We had rain jackets that we didn't even need to wear outside, but we would wear them outside because they semi-matched these squirt guns that we had. So we would go outside and just be wearing rain jackets unnecessarily with our water guns. Make it, you know what I'm saying? We were outside kids. When I got old enough to not care about running around with squirt guns, I was running the neighborhood on skateboards and stuff like that. And
You
so
see,
like we
Same. And then came in and played Halo all day.
PlayStation 3 had been out for a while. My brother had one. I played his. He moved out and on with life. I bought a PlayStation 3 one January, and by the end of February, I had 40 games for it. Because I don't go online or anything. I would just play the story modes, and I like the X-Men Origin Wolverine when they had the Deadpool stuff like that. And I would just play them, then I'd be done with them. I played that Red Dead Redemption game, where it's like Grand Theft Auto, but in the Wild West.
Yeah.
I found myself staying up literally all night long, hunting rabbits to sell their pelts. And
Yes,
it
sir.
was amazing.
See, for me, it was like all that stuff, all that Super Nintendo and all that stuff when that stuff came out. I was wrapping up my high school, and I was focused on where I was focused on trying to get into the military academies, and I was focused on my future. I wasn't focused on any of that stuff. And then by the time like Nintendo 64, when it came out, I was married, and I was like, I remember buying it for myself. But that was I had a job and other things to worry about. I couldn't get really into it. It was just something to blow off a little bit of time. And then I didn't care. Otherwise, I mean, it was always, that's why for me, it was that when I say like we played video games, it was like you played Atari, and that was like you could play it for an hour maybe, and that was about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like Mario Kart. Like you turn it on, you play a couple rounds in the arena with your homies, and
didn't have that.
Turn it on Mario Kart, you play for 3 days straight, and then you go to bed. Is how I would play.
That's how that's like since the PS3 thing, and God, that's been years. Like in that time era of having my first 64 to now, I own 8 Nintendo 60, like seven Nintendo 64s,
Nice.
over 80 games. I've got like 15 controllers, and I buy
You
them.
own 7 N64s? Is that what you just said to me?
Yeah.
That's
different colors, right?
That's a nice little chunk of change you're sitting on.
I've got one I bought with 3 controllers and like 4 games sitting in a box over here. I haven't even
In a box?
I haven't even taken it out of the box from where I bought it and brought it into my house and sat it down. So I get them. I get them whenever I've just going through the years. All my homies that had old systems sitting in their house, they don't play. I buy them up in fear. Like, well, what if my N64 stops working? So the very first N64 that I have still hasn't stopped working.
I was going to say I don't think I've never had an
Got
N64
expansion
that's
packs
never
for half of them from where people as kids got the expansion packs.
Dude, I've never even growing up. I didn't hear of anybody's 64 ever going out and stuff.
None of the controllers are off-brand, no Mad Caps or anything. They're the only joysticks that are kind of worn and busted on any of them are my original ones. And because if someone has a controller and that joystick is busted, I don't want it unless you're just giving it to me.
That system was built like a tank for sure.
Oh yeah. Oh god,
it was built like an absolute tank. Like I know PlayStations that have gone bad, PlayStation 1s. I know Jaguars,
PlayStations and stuff. I had to take care. I had kids and stuff.
This is the thing. Like,
I had kids and stuff to take money on too, but I play games I
hear people talk about all the time. Like, I can't get my kids to play outside this and that. Like, you can. Don't give them the stupid console. It's that simple. You don't give them like my kids do not play with me and my wife's cell phones. They do not have gaming things. We have tablets in the house that belong to me or my wife, and they do not play on our tablets. If it's bedtime, once in a blue moon, they might get to sit there next to us and watch something on a tablet just for fun. They don't think of our devices as their toys. Like I wish my kid was into video games more. As long like I'm in Georgia, so for like 70% of the year, I can sit here with my back door open to the house, and the kids come and go outside. I have a harder time making them come in when they're too wild out there, getting too dirty, than I do trying to get them to go outside. Like you have, like I decided, my wife is the same way, that we don't want techno babies. That's crazy. Like if we don't take them in public and they don't watch our phones to entertain themselves. No, they have to learn how to get along in public, just like I did. I just
See, that's how I am too.
the
But
idea of a
if
techno baby.
but gaming, my son's in 3 baseball leagues, so baseball is his primarily thing. But I wish he would have chose gaming because he could have been, on
Because then you wouldn't
Twitch.
have because then you could have just stayed at home. You wouldn't have had to go out to watch them play baseball.
No. Well, I love going to watch him play baseball, but he could have been 13, 14 years old making $100,000 a year. You never know. Like those kids on Twitch and
Oh,
at
God.
these competitions are retarded.
That right
dude.
there,
They're
the
making more
concept
money.
of, I want to
making-
go online and become internet.
It's crazy,
famous
dude.
and make my money is what's wrong with what's going on. Is
It's not what's
Everybody-
wrong in the
entertainment.
world,
everybody's too
It's
Rob.
focused
The
on
entertainment.
world's changing. It's the
No,
times are changing. You
No,
don't
no,
have you don't
you're
have to go
missing-
work
you're
40
missing-
hours
you're
a week.
missing Rob's point. When you're 3 years old or 12, 13 years old, the last thing you need to be is in front of
Why
a
can't you
video
do
game.
both? Why can't you do both?
I don't think you're listening because you're talking.
I
right.
am.
But
I'm
if-
just saying why. I'm just asking why can't you do
when you're
both?
three,
Who's
when
gonna
you're around
who's
2 or
gonna
3
build your
years old,
house?
and when you're around 12 or
gonna
13 years old, it is incredibly detrimental to you to be sitting in front of a video game screen doing that. Because if you look up the way that we develop, and Lady F is in the chat, like she might know.
I
more
have
about this.
I have better
You're-
hand-eye
you're-
coordination than
you're-
most people in the world because of video games, and that's
I
only
don't-
because I
don't-
grew up
again, I
playing
don't
it.
think you're listening. You
But
also
can
have
you
the,
build a shelf?
your attention
Yes.
span right now in this conversation is my point.
That's
No one can get a sentence out because you spent too much time in front of a video game system at a very important part of your life.
but I was
That's-
outside
that's-
15 hours a day
But
too.
that's the point I'm making is we're just now really seeing the effects of what video game has done to kids like when we were kids and now we're adults. So like we were the guinea pigs. Like we really didn't have that level of video gaming stuff like before us really. And we were kind of on the cusp because it isn't
Right.
like N64 and PlayStation 1 and 2 has the same negative effects on developmental issues that like all like the Spider-Verse type video games, all that flashy, fast-paced stuff, the social media stuff, that's very detrimental to development stuff. But I do agree that playing video games helps your hand-eye coordination and has all kinds of financial benefits if you want to be a 14-year-old child prodigy for Fortnite. I know it's a narrow window, but they're out.
I have an interjection to that. So I played video games all day long, but I was also on baseball. I was on football. I was on a basketball team. I was in the top 2% for my OGT test, and I graduated in the top 3% honors. So yeah, my attention span might be low, but I am beyond intelligent because of what I've learned from gaming and stuff like that.
But everyone's different.
The skills.
You're still a transitionary generation.
Right. Agreed.
But what we're seeing is like, I'll tell you, as somebody who's 50 years of age, working in business, right? The people that I have that come in that are 30 and under, who cannot write a professional business communication, who cannot go through the normal business functions, right? It's really, I mean, granted, there's also people my age who maybe can't communicate effectively with 20-year-olds through social media, right? But there's a complete separation of skill sets that are going on, and to the point where you have to be able to communicate to people in a professional manner. I still think that the ability to do that is important. The ability to be able to do something other than just stream something, or hey, I hope somebody really finds this interesting of me playing video games and I can turn this into money. You know, that concept of I'm going to do silly stuff or make these dances or do this to become YouTube, Twitch, whatever, Twitter famous, and I can make my millions of dollars just doing these weird videos. I mean, that's the old adage, like saying I'm going to grow up to become a movie
Eventually.
star, or I'm going to be a football player and I'm going to make millions of that.
I'm never going to be in a setting where I need to sit down and have a professional business letter back to forth. I'm never personally going to put myself in that position because that's not the type of career or jobs or interest I'm ever in. So for me, all all that is knowledge I don't need or don't care to know. That's how I
Now,
look
What
at
the
keep in
company
mind,
you work
Durs,
for, though, even if you're not, if you're working for a company and
it.
maybe
Mhm.
your individual role doesn't, there's still got to be people in order for that business to continue
Right.
and be function. There has to
Right.
be people that can do that.
Right. That's why I'm not in that position or don't want that position.
now remember, Durs, this is you.
Right. Oh,
You know,
agreed. Everybody's
you.
different. Everybody's different.
Everyone is
100%.
completely different.
Right.
Now, let's just say this, right? We have all these kids that are out there trying to be Twitch famous, TikTok famous. You know, they have that niche. They're out there playing a game. They have an audience. They're growing their audience. Cool. That's step number one. Anyway, if they hit it big and they're making their money, that's great. That's that they just struck the lottery. But then what's step two?
When
What's
they
the
don't.
next step? You
Right.
know, when it falls, when they don't have their million followers, what's the next step?
Not just that. What happens when the next hot game comes out and the one that they built their life on is just last month's game?
People are still
Yeah.
playing Counter-Strike from 30 years ago,
Yeah,
making millions.
That's
so
some. That's some.
Yeah,
But
agreed.
there is a business way of approaching it once you get to that higher echelon of gaming. You know, PewDiePie, man, you know he's not just
Oh,
out there
God.
making videos.
Right.
He has a
He's got a
business
whole
plan.
marketing team,
Yes, he's
though.
got
Like
a-
Markiplier. Markiplier is one of the biggest ones, but he doesn't. He just
What's a
he has
Markiplier?
Markiplier. So, dude, I've been watching him for like 12 or 13 years. He's got like 60 million viewers on YouTube or
Never
whatever.
heard of them.
But then
But-
he approached it as a business. He
Right,
approached
right.
it
Got a whole
saying, "Hey, you know what?
team
I
and
got a team."
everything.
So
Mhm.
that's what we're saying. You know,
I'm
it-
big. Like, if my son wants a game, cool. But like phones, laptop, YouTube, I monitor the crap out of all that. His phone is basically he has for emergencies. So if he gets out of baseball or school or something early, he can call me. But on YouTube, if he downloads any apps, I get a notification. If he does any of that, I get notifications on my phone. Gaming, he can play whatever he wants, but like he doesn't have TikTok. He's not allowed on any of that. He doesn't care about any of that. So that's how I view the media stuff.
I don't know.
And it is we are transitioning. Like this whole world right now is transitioning into what's the next phase. AI.
I also don't want him to be
Here's
15
more.
or 16 years old and just not know anything about technology and get roasted at high school.
No, but what
That's
scares-
another thing I'm
what
scared of.
scares me though is also that we go to high school and we're telling every single kid you have to you have to do technology, and you got kids that's not what they're into. You know, just like you're saying, you're not into necessarily having to do a business communication, but we
Mhm.
still teach
Right,
English
yeah.
and writing in
Mhm.
school, right?
Yep, I
But you know what
still
we
learned
don't-
it and
We
everything.
don't offer is other practical skill set.
Big
Instead,
facts.
the shop classes of yore have all become, just coding or some sort of other course. When I was
Big facts,
when I
bro.
school, that's where I took cooking in school. I took typing. I took drafting. I took wood shop. I took all these different things in school in addition to this stuff. Now, I don't do any of those things, but you know what? Great. I have a shop in my garage. I can do repairs around my
Mhm.
house. I can build a shelf. I can do these. I can build whatever, that type of stuff. When I sit down before I even go to build it, I draw an isometric drawing of the shit. I don't do CAD because I didn't learn that. Okay. But
That's what I had to learn.
but I
CAD.
do
I
it with
learned CAD.
Mhm.
I'm not
Well,
gonna lie.
I should
CAD was
rephrase that.
fun for me.
I did learn CAD, but
Is that
that
called
was
and duty CAD?
but that was it was just
Computer
CAD
aided
was in its
drafting.
early infancy when
Yeah.
I was in college
So,
as
like-
an engineer. But so there's different skill sets. But I mean, at the end of the day, we were exposed to multiple things. Today we
Mhm.
narrowed it down so much, and we
Agreed.
told kids that this is what you can do. So their only outlet is if they don't have this is then I'm gonna all I care about is video gaming and streaming. I'm gonna do this, and that is the same thing as when I was a kid of people saying I'm gonna grow up and become either a football player. I'm gonna grow up and become a movie star or a rock star. That's great if you want to set that as your goal and you want to try that. But here's the reality.
Mhm.
More than likely, you're not going to. So,
Right.
having said that, what are you going to do? Because
What
you
are
know
your
what?
general
What's
skills?
the plan B?
Living in my
Always
house
have a plan B.
for the rest of your life is not the fucking option.
For me, if I need to build a shelf or have somebody, there's the beauty of being able to have my phone and just call somebody and hire them to do that. That is what I do. If I need something fixed, I can just simply call somebody who's trained and went to school and do that, and I'll just pay them to fix my stuff. So like for me, I'm a handyman. Like I can build simple stuff, but when it comes to like, really doing stuff, that ain't for me. I ain't a mechanic. I ain't into. I can change oil. I
Look,
can change a tire.
I'm like, look, as a guy who hires gardeners and has people come clean my cars and do all that shit, I fully understand how the trickle down economy can work in reality, right?
Right.
And that's
I
fine
wish I knew.
because
I wish I was
because I
more of a
make
handyman though.
because I make enough money that I can do that. But the reality of the situation is that's not a thing for everybody. And still having
Right.
at least some basic knowledge of some basic things.
The basic
right?
skills is
I don't
what
I don't
everyone's
want to have to
missing right
I
now.
don't want to have to call a handyman because the hinge pin came out of a door, right?
Mhm.
Because I don't know what the hell to do, or I got to call my dad or my grandpa to come over. Hey, I blew a breaker, but I don't know why. Hey, I don't know. The kitchen has no power. What do I do? It's like, come on.
That's why I love living in the age we do, because I a couple weeks ago I had to change the headlight on my car, and I did it all through YouTube because the type of car I have, I had to either A, take my tire off, or B, take my whole front end off to get to my light. So I went with the
Should have
tire
done both
option.
just for practice.
Just for practice, for sure. But now I did that. I watched the YouTube stuff, and now I'm
Look,
now
I'm not saying YouTube is bad. I hate
Mhm.
myself. I've looked up and I've repaired my dryer 3 times based off of watching YouTube videos and
Me
Googling the
too,
symptom,
Rob.
finding what it
Me
was,
too.
right? Until
But-
finally I said, you know what?
Let's
I've done
see.
3 repairs. This dryer's 20 years old.
Here-
I'm just going to buy the last repair I needed. It was going to be 3/4 of the cost of
Right.
actually buying a new dryer. I just bought a new dryer. But at that point,
But
I
you
think it's
still have
all-
to have those skills to be able to know what the instructor on YouTube is telling you to
Right.
do.
Agreed.
Because some of these kids don't know how to pick up a screwdriver. They don't know how to pick up they don't know what the difference is between a flathead and a Phillips head. They don't know
Mhm.
what a wrench or ratchet is. Like a lot
They
of
don't
these
even hold
kids
'em.
nowadays don't know how to hold them. They're like, what do I do with this?
I
Those
deal with that
last
at work.
skills
I
are
deal with that at
definitely
work all the
necessary.
time. My staff is pretty much in their
they're in here just asking you questions because they don't know. No.
yeah, they're in their 20s, and like they'll be simple things because we have a lot of nonstop maintenance stuff, because I mean you can imagine something you don't think about till you stop to, but when you're working in an environment with animals, stuff gets torn up all the time. Like little things happen all the time. It'll be something as simple as like a rowdy large dog has jammed their door and they're like, hey, how are we going to get the dog out? I'm like, hey, get the hammer and tap that piece of metal that's protruding over now. Just tap it. Now it's not protruding. Now open the door. They're
Well,
like,
let's just pretend you have a bunch of
"No, but
statues.
how hard do I hit it?
What
Put
if you have a
your
whole bunch of
hand on level
statues and
3.
stuff, and you want to and you want to display all those statues in one spot? Some people might have the skill set that they could sit there and build themselves a beautiful display for their room, and then turn it dovetail that into their fascination with YouTube and other stuff.
The level of skill that this next generation need is so much elevated than it was for us because of technology, because now they're expected to know about technology but still hold on to the old values of some of the old skills that Rob was talking about. This world is changing and our kids are not changing with it, at least for the positive.
All I know is
all they're
doing
doing is
job security because they got it's just like, look, my stepfather, he still gets jobs all the time as a contractor in his 70s because nobody knows the computer languages or whatever, that these old computer languages, and the satellites and stuff are still in space, so they have to hire these guys and pay them a shit ton of money because none of the new kids want to learn that stuff. Same thing for me. Like my job, nobody, people don't know how to communicate to customers a certain way. It keeps me, even though I can be a jerk internally to people.
Internally, I like you admitted that you're not even a good person on the inside.
No, I meant like
I
within
think you're a good
my
person.
company to other employees. But you know what? I can smooth talk a customer like there's no tomorrow and get what we
It's
need
your
to get done.
it's your customer service voice.
Because
We all have
I
that.
have a certain skill set, and when you need that, I have a
I've got a
particular
certain
set of
skill set.
skills. I have a particular set of
But if I
skills.
find you, I will hurt you.
I was thinking when E-Man said it comes back to like situational and like everybody's different. For me, the one my dad, he's a mechanic. He grew up. He owns 3 garages. He's a farmer through and through. Like he's well off, but like I don't really ask him for help or anything. But the biggest thing that turned me off is like I hate anything to do with cars or mechanic stuff because he grew up in a garage, drinking, not really hanging out with me and stuff. Like our bonding time was me sitting in the garage watching him work on cars getting smashed.
You didn't climb in and help bleed the brakes?
No, because I would just get screamed at, bro. So I gave up at a young age.
So you couldn't drop. You didn't know how to drop a tranny. Oh my god!
Yeah, dude. When I was 6 or 7 years old, I couldn't
drop a tranny, but he does it differently these days.
Right? Yeah. That's just redlining my car.
Not exactly what I was talking about.
But like that turned that too, Rob. But that turned me off on the whole like mechanic culture and stuff like that. So
see, I remember great times having to climb up in the car and help your dad bleed the brakes or change the oil.
I tried, bro, but then
and when I was a scout leader, I remember we had great sessions of I made sure bringing the kids over and having the kids all learn how to change a tire and how to change the oil or check the oil in their car and check the
like those are basic things. I feel like everybody should.
They should. But
that's the thing.
Just for an emergency.
There's we need to know.
But how?
And that's the thing. We all need to know those basic things in one way or another.
And that's what. And my girlfriend, I'm gonna shout her out in a bad way right here. And she has a bad habit of this. Is a lot of people don't realize that you have a literal supercomputer with unlimited knowledge in your pocket that at any time you can pull out and just do a little bit of research, take a few minutes and just look things up. And she does that all the time. She'll be like, so and this, and I'll be like, I don't know the question either. So the first thing I do is I'll just Google it or look it up. And she's like, oh, cool. I'll be like, why didn't you do that? And she's like, oh,
yeah, you have the Library of Alexandria in your hand.
Right. Yes.
So what comics are worth reading nowadays, you guys? Because I hear you guys talk about Night Terrors.
Vanish.
Like that
hasn't started yet.
If you ask Mark, it's Superman.
Yeah, Superman. I'm with Mark there. As a first time reader of Superman and not first time reader of DC. DC's murdering it, bro. All the Superman books are fire. Superman Lost is my favorite though.
A lot of the books that I'm still trying to catch up from the last few months, but like a lot of those series that I've been reading are ending or have ended, and so I'm like, you know what? Let me dabble a little into DC. And I'm interested in knowing the new Superman, Mark. So could you recommend to me Superman books that are worth reading?
Dude, they're all good. Like I can't really recommend one, but
just grab the brand new Superman one that
or Action Comics because that has backup stories.
I think you'll like the vibes a lot with the Superman one because is it Jamal Campbell doing the artwork in it? It's super dope, and Joshua Williamson's writing it, but it's got like all the vibes that you'd expect from Superman, but it feels super fresh. Action Comics is getting into the Superman weeds because you have a large cast of characters. It's got like the whole Superman family in there, and it's balancing a lot. But that's like my preferred one. I think like that's just where it's at for me. And like he said, it's got backup stories to it, so you get more bang for your buck. Like the new Steelworks, John Henry Irons book, kind of got its kickstart in the back.
Was that good? I haven't read it yet.
I haven't read it yet either. It just came out this past week. But Superman Lost is a standalone mini series, which I think would be great. It's 10 issues. Issue 4 drops Tuesday, so there's actually a lot to choose from. But I think for the E-Man vibe, like just looking at you, judging you superficially from your look solely, I would say,
got it.
If I'm trying to be full prejudice right now, I think you would vibe with Superman. The main, just the one titled Superman.
Superman. Okay, based off of my looks. Gotcha.
Yesterday, my wife came over here, and I got a stack of the recent pickup books right here to my right, and she sees right on top is this Maleficent cover, right sitting there, and she's the reason I'm buying Maleficent is for her. She's huge, collects all these Maleficent figures. She, My Nightmare Before Christmas stuff, hers Maleficent. She looks over and sees it from across the desk, and she goes, is that a J. Scott Campbell cover? And
Hey,
why? Yes,
hey.
dear. Yes, it is.
I love you
impressed.
so much more right now. I won't tell you anything.
I'm fully aroused. You know, and it was like then it turned out that she's like
Say that again, Rob. We missed that.
apparently it was art that she's seen before that I guess he's reused
I'm
for the
fully
stuff.
aroused.
But I'm like still like, okay, cool, great. You
Dude, I love those Disney comics being able to bridge that gap because I'm getting Maleficent and Scar for my girlfriend, and those are the first comics she's ever read in her life.
When are you going to ask her to marry you?
I was gonna do it at Heroes, but I'm not now.
When I got married,
Just I didn't think it was a good fit or a good time to do it.
For you, it would be. For her, absolutely not. Rob, what were
Right.
you saying?
Facts, Mark.
When I got married, my wife came in with comic books. Right, for years, the comic books that we had in our house were all hers. That we drug from one location to another through the apartment toilet overflowing type things and trying to keep them dry. All that fun, stupid stuff.
That's dope.
She had boxes. She had like several long boxes of X titles, right? Because she was a huge X person.
Is this the Jim Lee X-Men stuff?
Yeah, well, she had the stuff before that too. The Chris Claremont, a lot of the Chris Claremont stuff, and of course the Jim Lee stuff. But then also she was huge into Excalibur,
Nice.
and some of that stuff. And so we have these huge runs of that stuff, minus some of the big keys where her brother had gone in and taken all the keys and sold because he was needing money. So like New Mutants, we've got like one, the whole run of New Mutants except for New Mutants 98. That's the one he took out of and sold. But yeah, so she had like all these books, and she hasn't collected and read anything for a long time. But until like when I got back into it for a while, she's like, "Oh yeah, give me the Disney Princess series." So we had this like Disney Princess series, and then when Maleficent came out, she's like, "Oh yeah, I need Maleficent." That and Gargoyles. That's why I've been picking up Gargoyles too, is because those were her big things that she loved.
I had to completely convert my girlfriend into, not really convert her, but show her everything, because like when we met, she's never seen Star Wars, she's never heard of anything superhero.
What the hell was Spawn?
Yeah, or like she was like the country girl, like we were 20, she was 24 when we met, or 23 when we met, and she liked to party, blah blah blah, all that.
Okay, but that
typical stuff.
There's no correlation there to us unless we know how old you were when you met as well.
I don't know if we need to
27.
We get incriminated.
Okay. No. But he said that she was 24.
Yeah,
so
I always that way I can suck her youth and maintain my young like a succubus, bro.
This is a family show. Okay,
succubus.
You could have said you were
is a real
80.
thing.
You could have said you were 80. She was 24.
That's bad.
It would just meant that you were like Robert De Niro or.
But she was
Al Pacino.
Right. She was super country and all that stuff, and now like Star Wars is her main jam. Mandalorian's her main jam. She loves playing video games. She's reading comics. She loves going to watch like all the new superhero movies with me. So like all that culture has, and it wasn't forced upon her. Just me enjoying it, her being excited. I listen to a little bit of country, even though I hate it more than anything on the planet, but that's what she enjoys, so I brought in my Horizon for her and stuff like that. I watched Jersey Shore with her, even though I don't really like it. She loves it, so it goes both ways.
I gotta go with you. Sorry, guys.
I like the redneck version of Jersey Shore.
Later, man. You have a great day.
Down south.
It was called like Bama Shore or something.
No, that came after. Party Down South came before the Florida Bama Shore.
Oh, was it totally different people? Not the Jersey Shore cast? Because there was like spin-offs.
I don't know. Party Down South is what I'm talking about.
That's what
the literal name of it is Party Down South.
And it was like Country Kids, wasn't it?
We're talking about the same exact show.
Okay.
Two
That's
different names from two different time eras. So Party Down South was the actual in real time response to Jersey Shore. Like, and then later, I think the other one that you're thinking of is still relevant now. The one I'm talking about ran for like 3 seasons. It came and went, had a break, and then now the one you're thinking of is out. But it's fun, man. It's fun. They all get along, and you would think that wouldn't make for fun TV, but it's fantastic.
Some of it is fun, as much as I hate to say it. I know a lot of it's scripted and stuff, but like, it's entertainment at the end of the day. Really, I don't really want. She enjoys it a lot,
It's
so I turn it on for
nostalgic
her.
too. Watching
It is. It really is, man. Because I kind of grew up. Because like, well, I think I was like 18 or 19 when that show first came on.
See, I can't stand any of that. I hated the Jersey Shore. I hated that idea. Kardashian.
Just,
I don't know.
Just check out Party Down South. And you're like, yo, these are my people. And
I hate
never knew.
I hate all the other ones, like the Kardashians and stuff too. But like
Yeah,
I love
sound of
Paulie
it.
D. That dude's a gangster. He's been the same type of person for the past 2 decades.
Yeah, that guy. That guy's a fuck nut.
I can
dude.
respect the being genuine. I can respect somebody that stays the same, even though he's famous and blew up. He's still the same type of person.
Yeah.
Matt, I can respect that.
That's the problem. It's been 20 years and that son of a bitch hasn't grown up. Like I can't do these.
Dude, I'm still gonna. You tell me. Look
I'd
to your
rather play
left.
video
You got
games
you
for that amount of time.
exactly. I was gonna say you got controllers hanging up right there. You think
would
in
rather
20 or
do
30
that.
years you're just gonna throw those away because you're 60? No, bro. We're gonna be 70 or 80 still playing video games.
Yeah, but I would still grow up and not still be a fuck nut like that guy. That's for damn
See,
sure. Dude.
I think he. But at the end of the day, he is from Jersey. So if
Yeah,
I,
there you go.
yeah,
That means he's
like-
from Jersey. That means nothing to me. I'm from the
Like-
Bay. So,
shout out to anybody in Jersey. I know you guys aren't that stereotypical, but if you're
Yes.
like that and embrace that whole culture, again, more power to you, man. Do your thing.
drag. I can't watch any of that. Just watch Star Trek. over and over. See, I'm lucky. See, you guys are talking about significant others. I got lucky with Mimi because she doesn't like any of that stuff. I got so lucky because like her shit is like sci-fi. Her shit is fantasy. Her shit is stuff that is
Her
not
shit
real.
is going around the bay with you to good eats and good treats.
Exactly.
So I love those videos.
We go around, we just eat and drink beer, and we could talk beer. Like my girl and I could talk beer all day and talk whiskey all day. Like where are we gonna go eat, and like what are we gonna go see? What are we gonna do? Like I love it because when we do things together as we're a team, man.
Nice.
And I fucking love that about her.
I think my girlfriend was just a closet nerd, a sheltered nerd. She didn't want to embrace it until she met me.
Her nerdiness was full on out there. She's a book reader. She likes reading her novels.
Nice.
She fucking loves Princess Bride and shit like that, dude. And it's like cool. It's like two different nerd worlds got together.
Nice.
And it's just like puzzle piece.
See, it was like one side of the world for my girlfriend, the complete other side of the world for me, meshed together to make the best couple and best friends.
It just
I don't know. I feel like in your situation, Dur, she has to bring at least 97% to the table.
I mean, she is pretty hot, bro. She does bring a lot to the table. She is very smart.
I think looks, in all sincerity, when it comes to relationships,
Scott.
can account for more than 5 to 8%.
Right. It's that first
matter.
the looks are the first initial thing. Like,
That might catch your attention.
I'm physically attracted to you, but
Looks
can you
will
hold a
never keep someone there
Right.
for the long run?
right?
ever.
Can you hold a conversation? Are you intelligent? Are you funny? Blah 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 blah. Like,
oh, Mimi is so much smarter than me. Like she
Right.
can hold up conversations.
Yeah, that's obvious too.
So right, isn't it? It totally is.
shout out DJ.
Look.
3% is better than no percent, my guy.
Not.
Yeah,
3%'s all she needs.
yeah, yeah. What's her name? Taylor.
Yeah.
I'm excited to get to meet her. My wife is bummed about not coming. She wanted to go, but she was kind of unsure about like, especially because we set this up way in advance. She was unsure about like what to do for her kind of thing, because I don't know if you were honest to Taylor about what kind of shit you're getting her into.
So on the way down there, she's gonna pick things that she wants to do. So it's like a vacation for both of us. But at the end of the day,
that's what I was talking about with
Mhm.
Kyle, like not knowing if there was going to be anybody there, for her to be like, all right, like this is cool. We met everyone, we walked around, but we want to get the hell out of here and just go hit the.
I'm not gonna
salon
make
and
her
stuff.
watch me dig through back issue bins for 5 hours.
I didn't want to. Oh wow, you don't have a lot of gas in your tank if you think you're only going to be doing it for 5 hours.
That's just the first day, maybe.
You're looking at like 9-10 hour days in there, man.
I'm going mostly just for the signatures and the experience. Like I said, back issues and stuff like that aren't my main concern.
The experience will keep you in there for a while, and like I take breaks, like to go get lunch and come back.
For me, it's a very surreal experience, as how I look at it, because like I said, being with you guys and being in this community and meeting you guys has been life-changing for me, and now having the opportunity to meet you dudes in person and stuff, it's very surreal for me.
Yeah, that's what I was
all right.
DJ with Heroes, if there was going to be like a group of wives going, because we weren't sure if Tyler was going at the time. Taylor wasn't.
Man, it's Rob's fault. He should have made a group chat for the ladies.
That's right. Let's get our ladies together so that way they can talk even more shit about us.
Yeah, they're only them are allowed in the group chat.
Yeah, it'll be like months before divorce papers start going out. Where they just hype each other up.
So I've been thinking about maybe possibly leaving.
He's thinking about picking up this book for $1,000, and it might be worth $3,000 in a few months. Okay, I'll hold on to him until that happens, and then take it from him. That's it.
We really don't need these women communicating outside of the little weekend here and there.
Yeah.
We don't need these women.
It's bad enough I added my girlfriend to the guy heavy sausage party of Heroes Con chat, so she has to suffer through all that.
She's like, why did you do this to me? I hate you.
She felt left out. She's like, can I be added to the group chat, or would that be weird?
Both. Yes, you may, and yes, it is. Come on in.
That's what I said. I was like, well,
it's not weird because you're there. It's just weird. Welcome.
Yeah, I was like, well, I'm just gonna put you in, and we'll see if anybody notices.
Full disclaimer, it gets really weird in there.
Yeah, full disclaimer, I put a lot of squirting emojis in that chat.
Big fact.
Why are you
you put a lot of squirting emojis pretty much everywhere you go.
It's my favorite emoji, dude. Nothing compares to that. It's the greatest form of showing that I'm excited for something.
Yeah. That is the greatest form of excitement. Little squirt action.
AR says, I don't know why my significant other didn't want to come. I said I was going to hang out with all of you and stand in lines all weekend. Somehow they got other plans.
I'm looking forward to running into Aggressively again. That was one of the great moments of last year, because he was going, and then life happened and it looked like it was going to mess up his plans, and he was able to make it for one day, and he had his cosplay outfit set up. He was one of the henchmen from the Venture Brothers, one of the henchmen. And I didn't see him till the art auction, and we saw each other from across the room, and we treated the situation like we were the only people in the room. And it was fantastic.
There's for sure going to be times where I see somebody, have no idea what their real face is, because I've talked to them so many times in chat, and they might not even have a channel, that I don't know what they really look like, and they're going to come up and start talking to me, and I'm going to be super awkward because I don't know what their face. I'm a face person. You could tell me your name 15 times and I've already forgot it, but I'll never forget a face.
That is adult ADD at its
Dude,
finest, right?
Bro, I have Snapchat memory, hands down. Snapchat memory.
Yeah. I like how he continues to prove the point.
Like I'm not.
Cocan said his wife enjoyed meeting everyone last year. She now kind of supports his interaction with everyone more. His wife was awesome. She was hilarious. I was like hanging out with one of the homies, and dude, she's funny and witty, and she's not sensitive skinned at all, and she likes to talk shit with the rest of us. And that was one of the things that I love doing too. So when she sits there and she makes her little smart ass comments back at us and everything, so Friday met her and everything, and when we were leaving the con to get ready to go back to the rooms and go meet up for dinner and everything, she's like, no, I'm like, you're all going straight there. She's like, no, I got to go get ready first. I'm like, okay. And then Joe and his wife show up, and I tap on Joe and I go, watch this. And then as soon as his wife looked at me, I said, I thought you said you're going to go get ready. And she had, you know what I mean? She made such a face at me, dude. It was fun. She was a good sport though, man. She can hold her own with
My
us.
girl's the same.
That's
Roast
cool.
the fuck out of
That's
her.
very. Oh no, yeah, Mimi does it better than I do for sure. For
That's
sure.
how I
Again, I
tell
told you she's smarter than me. Like
all our girls are. I'm
there for like
sure.
I'm there for like just side commentary. Like I'm just like background noise to her
That's
greatness.
that's
Yeah,
my
this-
biggest form of expressing like love and friendship. Like
This
if I'm roasting you and fucking with you, that means I truly like you and accept you. And if I'm not like fucking with you like that or roasting you or anything, that means we're not super close.
Esteban, are you going to ride up to North Carolina for Heroes Con? I know that's not in my mind that's not a short trip, but it's only 2 states away.
I'm driving
how
9
far-
hours.
I was gonna say, how far is it for you guys to
9
get to
hours.
Heroes? 9
I'm
hours?
I'm still on call. That's how close it is.
Me
I
and my
don't know what that
girl are
means.
driving down so we can split
Work
the driving.
with work, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay. With
Like
work.
if I'm sitting right here and work calls come in, I've got kids and stuff like that I have to handle and get situated before I can get to work. If I'm at Heroes with no kids and they call and I just beeline it to work, it's not much of a difference, you know, depending on the
okay.
day. So I'm
Oh.
about
So we-
2 hours and just a little bit of change away.
Nice. So party
Jeez.
at Mark's house.
He's like, it's not that far. It's 2.5 hours away, 2 states away. That
Yeah,
sounds.
we can
That's
You
far
say it like
enough.
that. It sounds very far. Keep
We
in mind,
can-
I live in Cal.
I'm leaving at 6 in
have
the
a party at
morning.
my house. Everyone's invited, no dudes.
Oh, nice.
It's all figures and comics. That's all he wants there. and Nintendo 64 games. Is that way they can play with each other.
I'll bring my 64 and then I'll bring my Rumble pack and then I'll bring my
I've got the trimmer packs, bro. I'm not a noob. That way you can rumble and save.
Oh dude, I got dude, speaking of that, let's throw it back. Did you ever have the Game Boy with the light attachment, with the rumble attachment, with the joystick attachment, with the memory card attachment, you could stack these Game Boys so high. Did you ever?
Hold on.
No,
And then you're
because I'm
forgetting.
not a bitch. I got the
I was
Sega.
getting to the Game Sharky, man.
I came with the Sega Game Gear that came with the backlight and full color screen from Jump.
Same
so
thing,
that's where I
though.
played my Mortal Kombat at.
Same
Hold
thing.
on.
almost.
Hold on. Your Game Gear sucks unless you have the TV antenna.
Oh
attachment.
yes, sir.
Okay.
I remember that.
That is the best. That was, in my opinion, the best handheld because of that.
Can't
Like,
forget about the magnifying glass attachment
Yeah.
over top of the screen.
Yeah, I never understood people's obsession with Game Boys when Game Gear was an option. Like, why do y'all want that? That doesn't even make sense. Other than the convenience factor of the size, and at the time Nintendo was giant, so a lot of people didn't look beyond the name Nintendo.
the reason
Looking
why
for a handheld video game, Nintendo. Where is it?
because, and this is it, is because the Game Gear, though it was fully like you can have all of the bells and whistles, right?
8 batteries.
How blurry it was.
It was
when you
very
actually
blurry.
played. It was extremely
What?
blurry. Yes, it
Mhm.
was
Mine wasn't.
Compared to the Game Boy.
Compared
in
to
The Game
standards.
Boy was a green screen at the
Yeah.
same time.
Yeah, and yes, and honestly,
Mhm.
as crazy as that sounds, that was one of the factors. Also because of the Game Boys, because of Nintendo's connection with a lot of third party companies, they were able to
Mhm.
bring in Final Fantasies, Secret of Mana, just a bunch of like really cool adventure games. Pokemon, if Game Gear had Pokemon,
Oh God.
oh god, it would have been fucking
Tetris started it for the Game Boy, but Pokemon really elevated that to legendary status.
Yeah.
Now that we're talking about Sega, shout out to the Sega Dreamcast. What you guys know about that?
Oh shit.
Sega
Hacking
Saturn.
it.
Dude, the
Hacking it,
Dreamcast
putting in the chip and then getting all the games for free.
having a controller with a screen on it at that time was the most futuristic thing I've ever experienced in my life.
Yeah, that was crazy. And the fighting games on Dreamcast were fucking.
I never
phenomenal.
cared about Dreamcast because the time era. The only one I remember even playing at a friend's house was Tony Hawk Pro Skater, which I had 1 and 2 on the 64.
So like
See, I had that on the PlayStation, and that's what, from what I saw, it was way better on the PlayStation than it was on the 64 and the Dreamcast.
What is going on, Flo?
take everybody in chat's passion and then everybody that subscribes to you, Mark, their passion for comics, and multiply that by like 50. That's my passion for gaming, if that puts it in perspective. and I've
Yeah,
been that way my whole life.
No, it
You're
doesn't.
irrational and there's no getting through to you.
I can't. I don't believe that whatsoever because all I see are comics behind you. And if you were a
We're
passionate,
talking about
all my gaming
Insane.
posters and stuff are in my room, bro. I like to have that close to my home. I
Talk
mean,
to
like
Mark about video games is that
just
easy.
an arm's reach, bro. Signed Master Chief by the voice actor, my guy. I literally have it tatted on me. I'll never be able to see my skin again on this arm because of Halo.
I have an Oculus and I have a PlayStation
See,
No,
VR.
time out.
My Series X. See, my gaming
wanna
stuff
talk
isn't in
about
here.
that.
My Series X is in the living room.
E-Man,
Was
did
that-
you see the new Apple glasses?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Did you watch the
Vision
commercial?
Pro.
There's like a 10, 12-minute long like walkthrough.
Metaverse, baby. Metaverse.
I'm not talking about metaverse.
That's
No, it's
what's
not metaverse.
I know, but they're going to be using those for metaverse.
well, before you get to something that's not happening for at least 10 more years, let's
It's
actually
happening
talk
right
about
now.
glasses. No, metaverse has failed already.
People are literally working in the metaverse right now and making money in California.
Absolutely, and what's going to
But
happen?
only in California.
Everything starts in California.
Metaverse is definitely exists, but the successful version of what metaverse is now is what comes next.
You're right. It'll be in 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, this metaverse will not be like I'm not talking about version this without. I'm talking about metaverse is not what's going to be like the outcome. Like it's
You're
what's
basically going to walk into a store and there's going to be hologram projector of people walking around said store
Look at it
that are helping you
Have
and
seen the,
checking you
Apple
out.
Glasses, because these Apple glasses
They're fire.
They're really cool, but I mean it's just
Mhm.
a toy, but it looks really fun. Like it's got a little something for everyone. Like the way that you can do the watching movies. I'm like, yo, that looks fun. I'm not paying $3,500 to watch a movie like that. But yeah, metaverse, like dude, metaverse.
It's just seeing all these comments. It's just like, man, people are so out of time about what's happening in the world.
No, they're not out of time. What it is
it's literally happening right now.
It's not. You're just more dialed in.
People are working in Subway and at fast food restaurants in the metaverse.
Did you know that robot servants are a thing? It's happening right now. No,
That's
it's
different.
Not.
That's different.
It's not different.
So like you're saying something isn't happening when somebody is right now on the clock at jobs at fast food restaurants making food in the metaverse while somebody in real life makes that same food and then that food gets delivered and I ordered it all. I walked into Subway and I ordered my food in metaverse and it got delivered.
You're dialed into that niche tech.
I am too.
Right. I am too. Here's the thing. Though.
I just don't want to be surprised with the future. No. I don't want to be 20 years behind.
You and I know for sure. But however, like what Mark says, not everyone has it.
It's not everyone's everyone. World. Like you know how small. Like you're in like a beta is what you're in. Like you're in a beta phase. It's not happening right now. It's being tested.
Right, but I don't want to be. That's like people that are 50 or 60 years old right now can't use a cell phone. So I'm
not arguing.
So in the next, I just want more people to be more. People need to be more aware. Like people are like, oh, AI this and AI that. AI is going to change the world. End of story. Like there's no stopping it. You can be mad. You can be as mad as you want.
I've known that since I was 6. I saw Terminator for the first time.
Sarah Connor told you that when you were young, right?
This is Durs right now, right? This is all I see, just right here. Fucking everyone needs to see this shit right here because it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
But thinking like that is but it's not 20 or 30 years. It's in the next 2 or 3 years.
No,
it is. Those Apple glasses affirmed it.
You know what's crazy? No, they didn't. But you know what's crazy is I'll know you in 2 or 3 years, and you can ask Chris, the comic vet. In 2 or 3 years from today, I'm going to bring this topic up with you, Durs.
And it's marked in our calendar. It's marked in our calendar.
Like I do this all the time. I'm already putting it in my calendar. I do this all the time just because it's funny to me. Like just to bring up stuff. Like you remember 2 years ago when we were talking about this, and it's just funny to actually look at the time comparison. So like I've done it like with Chris saying like, give me 1 year and I'll read X, Y, or Z and stuff like that. But
I don't think it will be in the next year.
You know what they were doing a year ago, Durs? A year ago, the metaverse.
Right.
Look how far it's coming a year. It
So the biggest thing that was slowing metaverse down are the glasses. They want everybody to have basically like think of sunglasses, but you wear them like normal day-to-day glasses, and when you walk into a store, those let you see the holograms that are walking around in the projections.
Google's had those glasses that can do that for like
Right, but they
2 years.
need to be able to be 5 millimeters thick and be regular glasses, and we don't have the capabilities to do that. But seeing stuff like those Apple glasses and stuff now, a lot of that technology is going to be available and have the rights and trademarks to be available to more people.
I got to get going, but before I go, what sucks about this whole thing is, yes, metaverse was there, VR is there. We've talked about VR since the 90s. It's here. It's in every, it's
VR makes
available
me
to
sick.
people's. It's available to people in their living rooms. What sucks about this, and though I'm not going to say I'm an Apple fanboy, but I am a fan of a lot of Apple's technology. What sucks is the moment that Apple jumps into a certain group of tech and they make it available to the public, because it's so flashy, now all of a sudden they're in charge of it. It's whatever rules they set.
Right.
So metaverse is going to die, but it's going to be a different version of it on Apple because of the Apple ecosystem. And then once Apple fine tunes it, either metaverse is going to come back, or Samsung and Android are going to come through with their own version, and now you're going to have 2 and maybe even 3 different worlds, because the next thing is now we have a battle between PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo again, but it's going to be Metaverse, Appleverse, and Androidverse, just using those. And in 10 years, we're all going to be living in even more different worlds and even more separate worlds.
And a massive problem with the multiple companies trying to run the same thing is that won't ever drive the cost down as much as well. I know that sounds backwards, because like the whole competition drives costs down, but until you get everybody on a production level with something like this at this stage, the cost is not
astronomical.
The cost is not feasible. And dude, looking at those state-of-the-art Apple glasses, bro, they're this fucking big. And one thing they're not talking about, and that is you see the cord hanging down.
Yeah.
You can't have cords. You can't have they're nowhere near getting the quality they need, to the size they need, to a price they need. And this is an elitist. People with money that can afford this, they don't sit around and do this shit, man. This is the nerds that stay home and have the time to live on the cutting edge of this stuff and don't have the time and funds to experience the world on that level. Like with people, there's a huge disconnect. And dude, one thing that no one's mentioned yet is the tech isn't even there. When you go in the metaverse, Sturge, what do people look like?
What do you mean?
When you go,
what do the avatars look like?
What do the avatars look like?
Like floating bubbles, basically.
They look ridiculous, and no one can go into a place so you look like, you feel like you're like, I need to leave here. This is for children. I don't belong in this place.
Yeah, and once the tech catches up to these VR worlds, there's just going to be too many of them for people to dive into. You're going to have a friend who's going to be Apple, there's going to be another friend who's probably going to be, Android, and then another friend who's going to be just like the third, I don't want to deal with those other two. I want to go into this other world. Now we just unseparated again.
Batteries aren't even there yet. Power source isn't even there yet. Like, we're nowhere near as a functioning metaverse.
The only one that has anything like what Mark is talking about is Quest. MetaQuest does have a wireless headset. The quality is not as good as if you had plugged into, powerful PC. It's there. My
whole point to this was not that we're there, but that it's happening. That you said no, it's not happening. But see, hang on. Why is that funny?
Because we were all saying the same thing except you.
But listen. Somebody right now is making a paycheck and paying their house mortgage, their bills, and everything.
And just like that. I said, somewhere right now, someone has a robot servant, but we don't. This isn't iRobot,
right?
Yet.
But you saying it's not happening is literally just lying.
All right, here we go. 2 words for you. You ready, Dirk?
How is that not lying?
Right, here you go. Spider goat. Spider goat. Do you have to go back to this topic?
Oh,
spider
fuck,
goat.
no.
What does that have to? What does that have to do with anything?
There are spider goats.
Okay,
hold on. I gotta go, you guys. I gotta get to work.
Right, but you saying that it's not a thing. It is a context thing. But right now, if I wanted to make money doing that, I could do that.
If I wanted to raise spider goats, I could do that. But
Right.
you're
And,
not
and
in
what
here-
what the hell does that have to do with anything? You can
You
do
don't
that.
have the time or
Let me-
patience to raise spider goats.
But my
Like,
point
I'm
is,
just
no one's
confused.
arguing that it exists. We're saying it exists. You're had it conflated.
I'm
to
saying
this-
it exists and it's
Yeah.
happening.
We include you. We're saying
Right.
it exists, and you're conflating it to a level that we're not agreeing with. We're not agreeing on the level in which it's.
I never said it's a
impactful
household thing. I just said people right now.
I
There's
didn't say you said it was a household thing.
thousands of people that are doing this.
I have a thing.
Becker,
I live in Ohio, so I can't do this.
Do me a favor and talk some sense into this whole conversation.
Like, I'm
Have you
confused why
ever
it's
noticed, Mark,
funny.
that when Durs starts off, like when he, or not starts off, but when he gets defensive as to whatever point he's currently losing, he says, listen to start a sentence.
I'm very
But that's
fucking
the problem, Durs.
confused
You're
why.
not listening.
I'm very confused. What is there to fucking lose or say? My argument was people are using the
Jesus.
metaverse. What the fuck does that have to do
The,
with
the
anything?
biggest
Now,
takeaway
pause
I
right-
had
now,
out
pause right there
you still have
and
posters
listen.
in your bedroom. A grown fucking man.
You have art hanging all over your wall. What the fuck does that matter?
It's the same thing.
It's the same shit.
Not
All
my
on the wall.
bedroom that I
What-
sleep in with my wife. We have pictures of our family.
My wife has Nightmare on Christmas shit hanging all over the room. The fuck?
Jesus.
My whole childhood, my parents had a Cats the musical movie poster and a Buck Rogers original movie poster hanging in the bedroom. My mom loves cats.
Will somebody
Yeah.
send Biggie the link?
I mean, I get more tail next to my gaming posters than most people do, so it must be
Is
doing
that-
something right
that
for
a-
me.
That doesn't equal I'm an adult. I get tail, therefore I'm an adult.
What does
It's like-
me having gaming posters not make me an adult? We all collect comics. Like, the fuck?
I'm with
Nah,
Durs on this
where
one,
I
Becky.
We collect toys, bro. The fuck?
Your bedroom
Yeah.
should be a
I think
place that
the
you're.
point to narrow it down.
Yeah, I
Durs,
have
the
no
point
art up.
The point
I'm
that was
just-
being made is your level of confidence of the metaverse is not reflective.
Excitement.
Of the
It's more
metaverse.
excitement than
I'm not
confidence.
talking about your excitement level. Those are two separate things. Stay with me here.
Mhm.
What you were speaking on and the level of confidence you have in this current state of the metaverse did not match reality. And what Eman was pointing at is if you have this very narrow view on it, if you're only looking at this specific part of it, your confidence makes sense. But the rest of us are looking at it and having this almost pretty much a separate conversation about it on a bigger scale where it does not match your confidence.
When E-Man straight said in the next few years, everything's going to have this world, this world, this world, and you all were like, yep, agreeing with it. So that's the exact same shit I was saying. So I'm confused.
That's still like he's talking about. All right, I'm not going into the weeds.
No. I'm
We're not
confused
going to
of
be in
the point.
we're not going to be in no Ready Player One world in 3 years. Like he was just.
I don't
talking
think that, but there's going to be more
You
opportunities and more
Literally
jobs
said
and
that
stuff
like
like
10
that.
minutes ago.
Yeah,
No,
you literally said-
I literally said that metaverse people are working right now. In the next few years, there's going to be more of that. Like, that's all I said.
You
and
told
guys
us
are
if
laughing
we weren't
around
getting ready for it, we were going to get left behind.
it. Agreed.
It's not
Agreed.
time to get
And
ready for this,
that's how it is with technology across the board. If you're not getting ready for it,
It's
or
not getting
keeping up with
adopted
it-
in 3 years.
Well,
It may never get
realistically,
adopted.
Gerson, you'll probably agree with this, but probably like on a conservative side, 75% of technology being developed goes nowhere. Like this runaway piece. It's that runaway piece that makes it, and the rest gets left in the dust. In computing and gaming and AI and everything.
Basically,
Like,
what I was trying to say is like
everyone's
that-
racing to be the runaway.
that core groundwork is going to lead to more crazy and adaptive
Oh,
things.
for sure.
That's
yeah.
what I was trying to make a point, and I just took it personally that you guys were laughing about that when I was like, it's literally no, I just didn't understand why it was funny, because like that's like saying I don't play the lottery, but there's somebody that just won the Mega Millions last
It was
night.
just the level of confidence came off like yours, like Becker just said, like we all need to prepare for this. It's coming fast.
It just like technology's so and we saw it with COVID. Look what all the technology that COVID brought to us and shit. COVID jumped us 20 years in the future, bro. All the stay at home and stuff. Stay at home jobs were not a thing before COVID. Now stay at home jobs are forefront, bro.
And they're not here to stay, apparently.
Dude, I don't know, man.
As more and more jobs send their people back to work.
Right, but it's the data entry jobs that I'm really seeing take off.
Now I wanna bring up.
I don't own a single NFT, bro. I don't believe in that. Those died super quick.
I want to bring up this real fast. So way back in 1990, nothing.
Side note: Brian bought an NFT for $50 and sold it for $900. Mike,
The sucker's born every day. Congrats to Brian, though. So I want to bring this point up. So this is what Durs was doing back in the early 90s, because without Durs doing this in the early 90s, he would never have a clue how to use
dude,
VR
that
Welcome to Sega VR.
yes,
headset.
sir.
Without these 20 years ago, you would be absolutely lost with this new Apple technology.
Dude, that I forget what the.
This was our point.
See, I didn't have
Metaverse now is Sega VR headset.
I didn't have the headset. I had that stand that you looked into.
Yeah.
That's what I had.
It was so cool. It was all red inside.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it had like the light box on it and everything.
All right, Lady F. Hope you have a great weekend. Talk to you later. I'm sure I'll catch you on a stream somewhere this weekend. Yeah, there's Austin, voice of reason, and pretty much he doesn't chime in normally unless he's got
like
something.
Metaverse is on the path of failure, but the groundwork it's laying is going to create so many things.
Looks like the new RoboCop. That's what I'm talking about.
Facts.
Yo, I got my guy right here. Got my guy right here. Boom. Yes, sir. Dude, this is such an awesome figure. Still can't get over it. Wait. Has he entered the building? Has he entered the building? I'm waiting on his screen to pop up backstage.
I can't believe you hated all my gaming posters in my room, Becker, man.
Yeah, I'm not. I think Becker's on one. All right, there he is. Bringing him.
You should see my living room, bro.
Hey!
My living room's
Becker, what up, bro?
The myth.
Filled.
What's up, Biggie, you're a gamer.
That's why I wanted Biggie's opinion. He's a gamer.
Yeah, weigh in. What do you think about some of just like this the state of? Well, we've talked about a lot of gaming stuff today. From there's a new TV that has a built-in console aspect to it coming, and there's recap here. I don't understand any of this stuff.
I'm just excited for the new Mortal Kombat. I know Biggie's excited for that. He's a fighting game guy.
Yeah, I just play Tekken, so I've been playing Tekken for years, and my character is a DLC character. So when the game dropped, I had to wait like 3 or 4 years to get my character. So I was like, "Fuck that game," because I'm a hardcore main guy. So if I play a main character, that's all I do, right? So I'm very hard headed. But
who's your main on Tekken?
I do have a friend that's Lei Wulong. He's like
nice.
the generic Jackie Chan drunken master. But I do have a friend on YouTube that is in the metaverse and making money, but he makes money off everything. This guy Ratchet TV, he does like hip hop stories and shit. He's actually pulling money off of what's the shit called in the back? Anyways, there's like Discord. He gets money off Discord. He gets money off YouTube. He gets money off Metaverse. He's just a fucking hustler, but not a lot of people could do that. So I don't know that there's like actual Metaverse jobs. Like maybe in a couple places, but it's not like
it's mostly in
taking
Cali.
over now. The Google glasses are getting popular. But we've had Oculus and all that shit for a long time. That don't mean it's the new rage, you know? Like, I don't know.
It's when
Do you think the masses will adopt that stuff within the next 3 years, Biggie?
I think
like
that
the general audience, the non-gamers and beyond, like gamers and non-gamers. Beyond.
Like, is my mom gonna have Google glasses in 5 years?
Or in
Probably.
her life?
That's not somebody who would be marketing to. They'd be marketing to like our age group.
They're marketing to they're appealing to any interest.
Like, the new iPhone commercials aren't marketing to 60 and 70-year-olds. I don't know about you.
I don't know.
The hell they ain't.
They're not.
They had the 50-year-old dad talking to his children in the commercial. They're marketing to every aspect, and they're intentionally. Like, I know that's not their target demographic, but they're showing, hey, if you're capable of comprehending technology, the 93-year-old owner of my kennel still, I just got her a new laptop and set up for her. You know,
And that's
every day-
very, very
it's rare.
situational.
It's rare, but
Mhm.
in that rare occasion that you have a person that is capable, they have stuff for that person.
Right.
This product is his point. They're not excluding. So it is, if it doesn't matter what you do, if you're into movies, into gaming, do you want to read the online newspaper blown up that has that feature as long as you're willing to. So there are any of those people going to be on it in 5 years outside of gaming?
I just think it depends on, like I said, their biggest thing that's holding it back is the glasses thing, because they need to figure out a way to have just everyday glasses that anybody can wear. And the biggest thing, you're right, is that price thing, because it would be the technology that it would come when it first dropped. It would be super expensive. Like Eman said, if they dropped the normal version one, it would blow up. But just, it makes me excited that these glasses are coming, because now that the technology's out there, now people can use those patents and other people can make their own thing and improve upon it and blah, 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 blah.
I feel like it's all a cycle, and the crypto will be coming up again. Everybody will be into crypto again.
Yeah.
And then it might turn back into metaverse, but all of this shit is, I mean, we did virtual reality with the Virtual Boy in fucking 30 years ago.
It also comes, we're transitioning.
I think it'll stay niche.
We're transitioning to a period where there's more people that realize you don't have to go to work, a physical work, Monday through Friday for 40 hours a week. You don't have to do that to make a living and have a good life. So we're transitioning that kind of age gap in
I think you're already seeing a pushback from that. Just this week, there were 3 articles in the Wall Street Journal that said that major employers, Google, is making everybody go back to the office, famously 2 days ago.
Right.
And
No, you don't have to.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
No, they have to. They're taking attendance. Google is taking attendance.
I was just trying. Sorry. I don't mean to. I'm very bad at cutting people off, but it's an OCD thing where I like to be excited for a story and interject a topic to kind of, I don't know, I guess.
I just wanted to, you can interject all you want, but I just want to get the whole headline of the article out first.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Do not allow him to get his point out, but let's let him get the headline out.
That's what I was admitting that I'm bad at. That it's.
Well, yeah, you're fine.
I'm making a personal admittment that I'm very bad at interjecting with somebody's story with my own topic. I'm terrible at it, dude.
Ain't none of us good at it, Nurse. We're all bad at that shit, bro.
Exactly.
Here, I'm just gonna mute myself till he's done talking.
The point is, and it was basically out by the time this all happened. Yeah, major employers, including Google, who for years was the gold standard in progressive business practices, they're sending people back. I think if you want to make a 2 to 3 year prediction, I think the number of in-person jobs will go back to what it was, if not higher, pre-pandemic. Because too many employers
a lot
are
of
done with
problems with it. But shit's getting good. Like the schooling and nurses and doctors and shit, that shit's really progressed a lot in the last couple of years. So I could see a future in it. Yeah.
And you'll have people like my girlfriend who she was a nurse and stuff like that, and she's still in that field. But like people that Google, they're going to force you to come back with those jobs. There's 1,000 other jobs out there. A lot of those people are going to be like, I don't have to work for Google. If they're going to force me to come back, there's 1,000 other opportunities that I can take if I want to stay at home and stuff.
I tell you.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm jumping in between.
No,
go ahead.
No, you're good. Jump in all day on me because I'm terrible at it.
Well, I was going to say is they're finding out that whenever you have these nurses, these home practitioners, like my mom is one, and they're finding out that people just won't answer their phones anymore. So they are recommending people come in because a lot of people have anxiety and won't answer their phone, so they're just not getting prescriptions and shit. So there's that going on. But go ahead. That's all I wanted to throw.
I was just saying, like my girlfriend.
I'm done too. That's all I was saying.
She went to school to be a nurse and everything, and after COVID and stuff like that, they were just really screwing her. And that's like her dream job and stuff like that. She took a $3 pay cut just to go. Now she works with disabled kids and she takes them to the park and all that stuff. She loves it and stuff like that. That's not her ideal job, but at the end of the day, there's so many jobs in today's environment that you can basically, you're not forced. A lot of people think like, oh, I've been at this company for 5 or 6 years. Sure, keep those benefits. Yeah, those benefits matter. But at the end of the day, if your company's screwing you over, nobody's making you get out of bed, get in your car and go to that job. That's your choice. That's a personal choice. You can take whatever job you want. You can pursue whatever job you want in today's market.
That's available, sure.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, a lot of those companies, like, isn't that why Twitter had their whole thing? Because they fired a bunch of employees or brought a bunch of employees back or something?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot got fired.
Yeah.
Even Sector 2815, it's not a secret he works for ADP or ADT, whichever one is the payroll processing place, which you go to work and you work on a computer, but they even started making them come back into the office because the level of productivity that happens in an office is just not even comparable to what you're getting from people at home.
Mm-hmm. That was one of my first jobs ever, was a door-to-door ADT salesman.
Yeah, he does ADP, the payroll one.
So you started off a gamer, Durs, because I think the most interesting point of the conversation was you saying you are 100 times stronger gamer fan than you are a comic fan.
Hands down. Hands down. Comics are huge to me, but I haven't. I stopped reading comics when I was 13 or 14, and I just got back into them in the past 3 years. But gaming, I've been a gamer
for to be a hardcore gamer,
yeah,
bro. You got to put like thousands of lab hours, and right. You must have really gamed hard.
Yeah, like yesterday when I was watching the newest game, the Summer of Games. Like I said, I wear my heart on the sleeve, and I got chills. I was kind of tearing up. Like they showed the new Sonic game, and it's like 3D but still side scroller, bro. I had tears in my eyes. I was so happy to play that game.
Bro, I used to carry my fucking console in a backpack, dog.
Same, bro. Dude, I used to go to parties where like there'd be parties where everybody was drinking
everywhere,
and hanging out. Well, no, there'd be like house parties where everybody's partying, but then me and my dudes were in the other room like drinking and just LAN partying and hooking up our consoles and shit. Gaming's huge for me, man. I love it.
I hear you, man. Halo's dope.
Yep, I was professional for Halo 2, 3, and 4.
Professional? What the fuck's that mean? You was like paid?
I was on the esports tournament circuit.
No shit, you was making money. I never did really make money off of it. But I was
Halo.
Sidetrack here. I'm scrolling back
MLG?
up. Yeah. Scrolling back up in the chat here to find it because DJ put a comment in when you entered the chat, and I'm curious as well. He said, "Hide the knives and guns." So I catch a lot of your streams after the fact, Biggie, because you stream often. Yesterday you had a stream where you were playing a video game and just kind of like hanging out, just doing commentary, not on the game but just in general, which works great because it's almost like a podcast for me while I work. And you were talking about exclusive covers and how the values of them aren't really like what they say they are, which I agree. That front end value is 10. You're talking about how those Superman foils, like, don't go out and buy them for no crazy price, but they're definitely a cool cover piece for your collection if you could get them at a good price. And then you started talking about somebody who said something about having a job and not being able to stream a lot. And you said you might have a lot of guns or knives, but your collection ain't there. Who are you talking about?
Well,
who's got guns and knives?
Yeah, Benny, who's got guns?
I have a gun.
You seemed you seemed heated about that one. I didn't hear what happened or whatever.
No. There's if I expose who's the guns and knives guy is, I also expose who the guy is that says, "Fuck all you poor bitches that don't have jobs and are on YouTube all the time.
That's who we don't care who has the guns or knives. We want to know who said that. That's what we're curious about.
Yeah.
You said you're gonna wait till you pop up on a stream with them and ask them. So, I guess we all.
No,
want
I'm
to know
probably just gonna wait to.
What stream?
It's nobody that y'all fuck with. He might show up every now and then, but if I ever get on panel with him, I am going to like probably give him some shit, but it'll be a very rare case. I would have to like wait till he's live. He don't like go stream that much, so I don't want to expose anybody. I'm not into that shit, but I do like to vent. So
I do like to know who hates the poors.
Nobody in this chat. Who hates the poors? I don't know. It was very weird stream. I don't think everybody else on panel felt the same way. It's just they were just trying to kick back and maybe were drunk. Who knows?
Being at home the past week or two.
Be honest, was it DJ Links?
I still feel like
feels like DJ Links.
Listen, there's a lot of people in this universe of comic book YouTube, and I don't think everybody is the most charming, beautiful people we all think they are. So
except for me,
everybody's beautiful. Everybody's beautiful in their own way. Even the guy that
I don't need guns or knives because my smile is
right.
Beautiful.
Y'all like comics, so fuck it. That's what I need to do is start. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's other people that probably think we're losers too. They just don't say it all the time, but.
Oh my God!
You know,
that would be a good name.
My dad.
Come up with
major disappointment for my father.
Come up with a show premise and just call it "I Got Comics." Fuck it.
We talk about comics and shit sometimes.
Harry said, "Oh, I think I know who Biggie was talking about."
But I was saying, being at home this past like week and a half, 2 weeks has made me.
Hold on, we got someone coming in, and
shit.
It is confirmed that he hates poor people.
It's DJ Links.
DJ Links is in the building.
DJ, I'm more productive working from home
on the stream.
9:48 on a Friday.
Babe,
if you were in the office, you
hold this caviar while I join the stream.
What's up, man?
How's it going? No, I don't want any champagne. I'm on the stream. I'm on the stream with the pours.
Pour some out for the homies, bro.
I'm hanging with the poors.
Beckerman, I have a bone to pick with you, sir.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Nah, no, I don't.
Damn it. I want to, as the kids would say, the smoke.
No, the smoke. No, I was just concerned about who's messing with my boy Biggie. And when Biggie goes on those rants, I'm like, yo, who the fuck is this guy talking about? Because if somebody's going around talking about they hate the poors and shit like that, like that's kind of fucked up.
All joking aside, so just because I'm talking out of my ass over here, Big, what was the comment made towards you? Like somebody made a comment that
No, I don't know. It was an open comment. It was just kind of like loosely shot out, but it did feel like it had some Biggie Shaq vibes to it. So because I feel like some fuckers just don't get along with me for some reason, but there's a lot of systems of comic book entertainment out here, guys. There's not
out by that. I feel like I'm hard to like as well. You kind of got to spend some unfortunate time.
I must need more time because I still don't like him.
Yeah, you got to spend some more unfortunate time.
Even if someone's talking shit about me or anything, I appreciate bluntness and honesty and respect over anything. So for sure, Biggie, do your thing always.
Well, Dirk, you get two of those.
Yeah, man, it's all good.
Well, yeah, honesty is not one of them.
I was leaning toward respect, but whatever.
Yeah, it's fine.
You guys were mentioning all these gaming systems and stuff. No one mentioned the Sega Master System. That I think is better than the Nintendo Entertainment System. The two OGs battling it out. Sega had the cartridge, and it had the little card that you could insert in the front. It had the free maze game that you didn't even need a game. It came with the free maze game inside.
The controller was weird, though.
It was the same shit as the Nintendo.
Slightly.
Look, people say shit all the time, and it's probably I'm just the weirdo that always gets butthurt. So don't go after these. Don't go witch hunting, guys. Don't worry about these guys that talk because people say shit, and I'm always. Yeah, well, no, I'm always like, I'm in a group and then I'm out the group, and then I'm in a group. So it's probably fucking me, guys. Don't. It's I'm probably just over here making a big deal out of nothing.
Yeah, I don't think.
I try to be the nice guy and the good guy, but somehow I'm always the one that gets fucking shafted out of the goddamn group. I don't know how it works.
I just try and fuck with everybody.
I've had a lot of cool friends. So I'm hoping I don't fuck up with Alan, the comic collector geek, somehow. I fucking love that guy, and he'll be gone next. He'll be gone. I'm sure. Just like the rest of them. Every one of my friends on YouTube, they're all fucking gone.
So I'm gonna say something that might be a little controversial. So I remember back in the day, my dad, right? So when we lived in a building, he had beef with all the neighbors. And the neighbors would move, he'll have beef with the neighbor. Neighbor would move, have beef with the new neighbor.
Right.
So then I tell him, Dad, do you think it's you?
Is there any fucking chance?
So big, do you why is it that
it's definitely me, bro, because people ain't like me, dog. Like I catch feelings, bro. I talk about shit. Like I feel like if we could talk about the shit on live and I experience a show, I should be able to fucking talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not robbing nobody. I'm not stealing from anybody. But I could have a fucking opinion. You know what I mean?
1,000%. And I think, too, there's a lot of, I mean, if we're being completely honest, there's a lot of, people get caught up in their feelings and stuff like that. Like a lot of people don't have thick skin.
Sensitive.
You just have to have a thick skin. Not even necessarily sensitive, because sensitive, and nowadays, like the connotation is negative, and I don't believe that. Right. You can have feelings.
Oh, bro, I'm the biggest softy dude ever. But like at the end of the day, if you call me a fucking I suck or whatever, bro. Awesome. Like whatever, cool.
I'm such a dweeb, bro. I'll put up like okay, for example, guys, I put up that freestyle because it was so cringe. It was like read your pages.
I remember that.
I did a read your pages freestyle for like 40 seconds, and I was expecting like, oh, that was trash, and I would have still probably got my feelings hurt, but that's what I expected still. Like I do embarrassing shit, hoping for people to say it's shitty. And then when it finally happens, I'm like surprised somehow. But that's just the way I am, man.
If I post something
I like
on
doing
the
embarrassing
internet,
shit so other people can.
Just post something on the internet, Biggie. There's so many trolls and hate and negativity, bro. You're gonna see that more than anything. Fucking run it. If somebody says something negative on my thing, I'll just be like, thanks, man. I appreciate your support, and you have a beautiful day. And that's run with it.
Right.
Yeah. I also think too that you have to get involved with a crew that just organically accepts you, reaches out to you. Like I notice when somebody does something cool and you want to be a part of them and they reluctantly accept you.
Right.
That's never gonna work out. So I think big, like for example, like we've been rocking for a long time, and I totally respect you. I like you. I consider you a friend and all that stuff. And our relationship is super organic. So and I appreciate you, man. I just want you to know that.
Oh yeah, I appreciate you too. I'm gonna hop on a stream with you pretty soon. Feels like it's been a while, but you got your show on Friday. I kind of got my shit on Friday. All this bullshit's been going on. It's hard to have like a consistent stream for me.
You stream at weird times, Biggie. I try and hop in when I can.
Yeah. So just on that, it's literally my morning was super clear, and all of a sudden somebody must have a meeting right now. So I'm gonna let you guys go. And Beckerman, I'm gonna get you one day.
Can't wait to see you soon, my
guy.
By
you, do you mean like you're gonna send your butler or cleaning crew after me, or? By get me, do you mean you're going to send somebody?
He's going to send somebody through the metaverse to get you,
like your maid.
I'm going to send a hologram of my security to come get you.
Yep. Assassinate. He's going to assassinate your metaverse characters, so you can't play anymore.
Later, bro. He's going to send a Subway sandwich creator to slit your throat,
dude. All I'm saying,
I believe they're artists, Biggie.
Yeah,
so, but to talk about that, the extent they go through to make your sandwich through the metaverse is ridiculous. At that Subway, they have like a TV screen, and they have to like watch.
I don't believe they could do it.
So
yeah,
this is
it's got to be too hard, dude. I worked at a Subway.
So this is exactly how it works right now. So think of DoorDash. You're in the metaverse. You walk into pretend Subway. Somebody greets you. And then in real Subway, that person has a TV screen that sees it all happening. So as the person in the metaverse is making the sandwich, oh, that's too much lettuce, more tomato. The person in real life is doing the same thing.
Oh, it's a real person. It's not a robot. Gotcha.
Right, it's a real person making that sandwich, and then DoorDash sends it to you, and
you
then
know how funny it would be if if the metaverse did all of that, and then when you're done with the sandwich, it just prints out on a fucking ticket, and they read it and make the sandwich like they do every fucking day, anyways.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
It's
the same thing, but that's not user friendly because
it's not.
If
Agreed.
they just send you like an online order, you're working at your pace. The metaverse doesn't know
if
you have a customer that just walked in, that your phone rang, that this, that, and all these things. Like it's just
agreed, Mike. It is an extra step right now. That's why it's in its infancy. But it's more so like, hey, I want extra lettuce. Oh, that's not enough lettuce. You can.
Was Subway really taking so long that you just couldn't go in?
I'm going into Subway.
I feel like they move pretty fast there.
They do. They do have.
Any of y'all gonna get that new Hulk coming out? I saw Comic Tom say it.
Philip Kennedy Johnson, you bet your ass.
I've been screaming.
Hang on, I gotta stop all conversation.
Legion like that.
Biggie, you saw Comic Tom's video last night, the Hulk one.
Yeah.
At the end, watch it. At the end, he says, "Shout out Chris Rupp's Comics. That's my town local LCS."
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I live in Ohio, so that's
Comic Tom thinks
your
LCS
is finally validated. That's amazing.
Chris and Alex Ross are like best friends, so he was talking about Alex Ross.
What does that have to do with Hulk?
He was talking about Alex Ross.
The first inklings I heard of it was from Legion because he said that the annual was it you that said the annual had a prelude to it, or was it somebody else?
I was talking about how that
you
has
said that, right?
Kennedy Johnson thing in there. Because I've been trudging through this Hulk run, I'm not going to not pick it up because I will not.
Yeah, me too.
All of it.
I think it's fire.
I love Philip Kennedy Johnson. He proved himself by bringing. He's the reason why everyone's talking about Superman, who never is into DC, who thought that Superman's just a lame character. He's too overpowered. He's unrelatable, which is none of that is true. But Bendis made everybody think that was the case. Unfortunately, Philip Kennedy Johnson saved Superman. He's the one that did it. And now
he actually loved Superman.
He's the reason I'm into DC.
Yeah, he's about to do the same thing for Hulk. I'm looking forward to it.
He'll probably do the same fucking thing he did to Superman, take all his powers and turn him into a pussy. I don't know. I mean,
anything can be better than the current banner. Anything can be better than current.
He didn't do that with Superman. What Philip Kennedy Johnson did when he took over Superman is he brought the essence of Superman back in a way like those values, those morals, that like the way like there's a better
being
way
a dad,
you get this, Biggie, how some people just can't write certain characters good. It's nothing against the writer. Some characters and some writers just aren't going to overlap enough to really deliver a story that's going to hit right. Philip Kennedy Johnson was the guy for Superman. He just was like whatever it is about his life, his experiences, his interest in the character. He was the guy for the job. Like no one knew when they hired him on that. Like it's just something that's it's just who he is. It would just work out perfect.
Brian Michael Bendis was a great writer until Marvel burned him out by giving him like 9 titles.
Ain't he the guy that created Miles?
Yeah. Right? He was the architect of
that's his big feather in his hat is Miles.
To me, I will always remember Brian Michael Bendis for Powers, but that's kind of an old one.
I was thinking Power Pack, but yeah, Powers is cool with Oming on
Powers was great. Did you ever watch the 2 seasons that got
us? I didn't, because when it came out, it was like a PlayStation
Network original.
Yeah, I didn't even know.
That's where I hear.
Know where to
access
that show such an anomaly. Like, how do you?
I was able to buy the DVDs at a con. They're bootlegs, but so I have that on DVD.
What? Beckerman
Powers was a great
How
series.
dare you? How dare you?
What is going on, Two Brothers?
That's where I
chat?
remember it. I didn't watch it, but I remember that show being on the PlayStation Network.
So my character is kind of a underused character, and people say that it's a very advanced character. There's a lot of techniques with my character. So if I would potentially get up to the highest rank, which is Tekken God, then I think I should go to like local tournaments and battle, because there's not going to be many Tekken God Lei Wulong. So I think there's only like 2 or 3 right now.
Alone implies to all of us that you are a Tekken God.
I would make your life so much easier, Biggie. You don't even have to.
I've been a Dragon Lord before.
Bro,
no, yeah, you can do it from home. I'm just poor, bro. I want to just go to a local tournament and smash these people up.
Go online, sign up on GameBattles.com, and you will be entered for free tournaments all day long where you win money. That like all day long, bro. You're
right. They have about tech at all time. I'm just working on my rank so hard, bro.
Oh, for sure.
I'm just so happy with it. Yeah.
Tekken was one of the first fighting games besides Mortal Kombat I played.
What's going on, fellas?
Hey,
we were just talking about Superman for a brief moment, and Remy Q hops in the chat. What are the odds?
That ain't a coincidence.
It's weird that you mentioned Superman because, I mean, if we're really going to talk about Superman,
something about 1978 movie.
Why don't we talk about Doomsday Clock a little bit?
Oh,
wasn't there a guy that used to show up in chats?
I don't know.
Talk about Doomsday Clock.
You mean how fantastic Doomsday Clock is?
Can I get a review of that?
Can I
get a review of that? Can I get a review of the spine, Remy?
Oh,
let me see. Can I get a review of the spine?
This spine is I mean, because when I think about like, you know, I don't know, is he the center of every universe? Yes. This thing tells me right here. Amazing. That's all I wanted to share. See y'all later.
Bye.
Bye, Remy.
Thanks for the spine review. Vote
it
for
took 2
Remy.
years for that fucking run to finish. Did y'all collect that shit?
Dude, I'm so out of touch with Superman. This year and last year was the first I really got into Superman, the first in my life.
It really wasn't that much of a Superman story. It was like the last issue Superman came through. Yeah,
I need to.
Am I wrong, Becker? Ain't that the way it went?
Trades is what I need to do.
Ain't that the way it went? Like Superman came in at the end and saved the fucking day, because everybody thought it was going to be Mr. Manhattan the whole time.
Dr. Manhattan. He didn't go to college
Dr.
for
Manhattan.
you to call him Mister.
Yeah, I fucked up.
Is there a Mr. Manhattan character?
No. There's a Manhattan drink.
Mm.
I mean, he could still be a Mr. Manhattan without, you don't have to call him Doctor.
Yeah, he didn't need to have put on airs.
Right.
You missed the glorious spine review, Legion, from Remy.
We were talking about Doomsday Clock while you were gone.
I see that. I like Doomsday Clock.
I did too.
Now, the Doomsday Clock and Ciderverse guy that he's talking about, I'm assuming he's talking about the guy that would troll the chats. He was more than welcome in my chats. I love getting trolls, to be honest with you.
So,
well, how did
have y'all noticed every fucking movie for the last year has been multiverse? Is that a fucking problem at some point? Because it's
thank you for
addressing.
Thank you for saying that, Biggie. Because besides the Spider-Verse movie, that's its own standalone. I would say I'm super excited about The Flash, but I just thought I wish they would have waited like another year because of No Way Home or the last Spider-Man movie being a multiverse type.
Doctor Strange, Spider-Man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As a longtime comic fan, multiverse doesn't faze me one way or another just because it's so casual to me.
Mm-hmm.
I think it could hurt a general audience experience, though, because it seems like people who aren't like comic heads like us, they're going to think like, oh, these movies are all just copying each other, when really that you go pick up comics, most of them have
always
reference or stories that there has to do with, like, they all exist in multiverse.
They hop universes like it's nobody's problem. The Flash.
Well, it's the
like
best
Flash
way
right
to
now.
Compartmentalize stories. Otherwise, what?
Mm-hmm.
You'd have continuities like all of Batman has
Long-lasting
happened in
effects.
15 years.
Yeah,
In 20?
for the last 6 months, Batman's been hopping through Multiverse Lost. You know what I mean with the current Batman.
Can we see that spine real quick, Remy?
Oh yeah, this one right here.
Yeah, nice. Just vote Remy Q for omnibus reviews for the CBCA awards.
There you go.
There you go.
And that's the hardback too. That's not a cheap book.
Right.
Oh no! Look, it's got all the covers in the back. Like
Nice.
got all the notes and.
How does the pages go? How does the crease or the pages all even? There's nothing on the crease, right?
Yeah, nothing. No.
Nice, nice.
Very well put together.
Nice,
Very
professional.
Yeah. Nice glossy pages. Beautiful.
Phil, I can't say I trust Hickman after X-Men.
Although we do, I have my one bookmark page with the prophecy at the bottom.
Yeah, that was the big reveal page. And this many reveal happens. He dies fighting a green giant from another place and all that.
I'm very excited for the Ultimate Universe
because my Illuminati sticker. So
I missed the original Ultimate Universe run besides Secret Wars.
Well, even Transformers looks like they're dipping in the fucking multiverse, maybe with the Beast Wars and the.
You leave Beast Wars alone, Biggie Shack.
I watched it last night. They don't. They don't.
Okay, good.
No. It's still pretty tight. They just introduced the idea of like humans is one species. You have the Autobots as one species, and then you have the Beast Wars characters, which is another species. So it's just life in the universe kind of thing, not doing multiversal stuff.
So I heard there's a character on the fucking movie, but I haven't seen the toy. And I'm sure the toy is going to be a big deal. So I'm just trying to keep
Is it Rat Trap? That's all I care about is Rat Trap.
Just saying, Biggie.
Rat Trap is mine.
Oh, that fucking Unicron. I want that. I got an old Unicron. I'd like to get.
I think that was in the trailer.
Yeah, that's not a secret. Unicron's the big bad guy.
I didn't notice it the whole time.
Yeah, I think.
I knew Scourge was coming, and Scourge is Unicron's minion. So
yeah,
I think the first trailer might have left Unicron out of it, just the teaser trailer. But the actual first time they did a full trailer, they let you know the story is Unicron coming.
You see him in space. It shows.
Where the fuck are the Unicron toys then? They're just not gonna make them.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of toys, and now that you think of you mentioned it, Finn's a Transformers kid. I haven't seen any Unicron ones. They've got a lot of cool ones, and a lot of them are coming out in 2-packs, like the movie figures. There's some really cool ones out there.
I know we were talking about toys. Can we talk about Superman again? Because Superman is.
Can we see the without taking it out of the box?
I don't mind taking it out of the box.
No. I was gonna say
I took one out last night. It was very hard. It was difficult.
Right. Without taking it out of the box, how do you think the articulation is? How many points of articulation?
Well, it's Superman, so I feel like he can do anything that he wants to do.
Nice. So don't forget to vote Remy for best statue and toy review for CBCA awards.
No, that's Matt Spidey.
That's what I was just getting ready to say. But vote Matt Spidey. No, there's not.
Is there a toy category?
No, we complained to Brian about that already.
Okay, I just thought about that because I didn't even think about the.
He said he's gonna. We're gonna talk for next year.
I sure have done a lot of toy content in the last 6 months. Like a lot. But it's been fun to actually have a reason to get the figures out and stuff because normally and I haven't even gotten into the countless totes I have.
Should do some figure photography, bro. You got enough of that cool stuff.
Hey, Durs, open my IG and just look at the last 2 posts.
I get on IG like once a day.
You had any Flash stuff to do?
Hey, Remy, open my IG and look at my last 2 posts.
Nice.
Will do.
Hey guys, I gotta get out of here, but check me out on Collectors Club tonight, 9 p.m.
Appreciate you hanging out,
Collector
bro.
Allen and Bleeker will be coming through.
Whoa. Everybody check Biggie out on the Collectors Club on the Rewind. I'm just kidding, DB. Tonight at 9 p.m. That's a tough time.
Oh, DJ's at 9s too. Yeah, that's right. Shit.
Yeah, no offense to you.
Yeah, well, yeah, for sure. Come check me out on the Rewind if y'all watch that.
I'm not accusing DJ over you, but I'm actually on in the mix, so you can check.
No, I understand.
You can check me and Biggie out. One of us live and one of us on the Rewind starting tonight at 9
Yeah,
p.m.
piss on that DJ Link shit. Come to watch Comic Collector Club. Fuck that bullshit. I got all the shit on my channel.
Yeah,
Y'all want to see Biggie Shaq? Come check me out there.
DJ's
See
not
y'all
here
later.
to promote himself. You do your thing, man.
Take it easy, bro.
Later, man.
Later, man. I got the awkward exit. It always takes like 3 minutes.
You always got to dance.
That's
You
my
got to
favorite
dance your
part.
way out. Yeah, that's why I dance my way out.
Said piss on that DJ. Yeah, Rise of the Beast. Like you were talking about, they handled it really well with the introduction of the new characters and how they touch on it. I really enjoyed the movie.
Is there an end credit scene?
So like they do.
I just want to save me some time.
They do what like an after credit scene
Mhm.
as the actual end of the movie, and then there's a mid credit scene.
Okay. That's one of the things I like to ask to know if I have to sit, because like when Spider-Verse ended, I was like, everybody was sitting down and I was like, hey, there's really no end credit scene. I laughed.
So I could hear everything. Sounds like somebody's gonna get a strongly worded letter from DJ's doorman.
He's gonna get us, like I said, he's gonna get a very nicely worded, very professional written letter by an AI through the metaverse through Biggie.
Somewhere right now, DJ Lynx is saying, "Do you think you're better than me?"
You guys excited for Heroes?
I'm excited for the Flash.
Same.
Use 2 tabs, Biggie says. Yeah, watch them both at once. Or put in the mix on. Those guys don't have anything to say.
Yeah, we really don't. I kind of like with how busy like fandom excitement is right now. Like it's a great time for like comic and movie fans. Like I'm just kind of taking it one thing at a time.
Right.
Like I clocked in Transformers. I saw Spider-Verse when I didn't expect to see that one. I thought I was going to catch that one later, and I'm excited for Flash next.
What about the new Expendables movie? How do you feel about that?
No, I'm pumped for that, dude. That's a great franchise, man.
50 Cent though, and he even says, "Don't shoot me in the face" in the movie. He got shot 9 times for his money.
So for reference, if I was a store manager of Movie Stop for years in the late 2000s and early teens.
What's that?
And 50 Cent moved over from when he stopped doing music. He bought vitamin water and he was doing all kinds of stuff. He was making tons of movies, action movies, and it was in that market when Blu-ray was really starting to become more household, and there was a lot of
B-rated movies.
Yeah, this is before stream. Like if he was doing it now, he would be making Netflix movies. Kind of, you know? So I think he's earned a spot there. I think it's a great little addition, being that it's the 4th movie. We've hit the giants, you know, and you got to start reaching for those people like bring Tony Jaa in and stuff like that. You know, like they still have their place on there. They're not. It's not like this is Stallone or whatever, but I think it'll be a good little addition. If you're a fan of this franchise, I mean, it kind of fits.
It's always been fun for me. Like different, like Fast and the Furious got over the top. These aren't really. They're just fun action movies. That's how I look at it. I'm excited to see Dolph Lundgren again.
Oh yeah, I like when he's sitting there with a sniper rifle.
Yeah,
it's prescription scope.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I think I fell off of Expendables at some point. I think I watched the first 2.
The third one was awesome with Mel Gibson. They bring in Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, dude,
it was awesome.
I think I fell asleep watching it, but that wasn't the movie. That was my fault. I watched it late.
Damn, I forgot to drop a short this morning. Come on.
So when I worked at Movie Stop, like the store managers would have to, like it was mandatory that we go to this annual conference thing with the company. And because at the time, this was before streaming, like I didn't realize how big a deal physical media sales are for these movie companies that make these movies. So movie executives were there from like Universal and Paramount and Disney and all this, and they were bringing like vendor stuff and everything, and they gave away, like you would leave with thousands of dollars worth of merchandise they gave all the managers and everything. Like little gift packages and stuff. But they'd also preview a movie before its release, so we were able to watch Expendables 2 a few months before it released in theaters. It was really fun.
I'm gonna have to rewatch the whole series again.
I'm surprised that they haven't got Steven Seagal to come in and do like some weird judo stuff to people. Just walk up and just let them fall.
I thought since he wasn't invited, they would satire it somehow. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
somebody in there to do something.
Just get Will Sasso to do it.
Like a shadowy figure in the back. Someone doing something like even if it wasn't him, you would still get the sense that it was him, some crossover thing. But
yeah, I think that for me, it really was peak with that second one, getting Van Damme in there because, dude, that dude still got it. He can still kick the roof of your house. You know what I mean?
Van Damme is the voice actor and motion capture actor doing all the stunts and stuff and all the CGI for Johnny Cage in the new Mortal Kombat game.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
That tells you there's the negative effect that video games have had on the younger generations, that they have to rely on someone Van Damme's age to be flexible, and
they've been trying to get him to do it for
motion capture.
They've been trying to get him to do it for like 7 or 8 years, and he's been and he just hasn't been available. It's just to homage him and everything. Johnny Cage is actually getting a movie or a show coming out.
Yeah, I saw a lot of hype around the live action Mortal Kombat 2 and them adding Johnny Cage, and I can't remember what actor that they were.
I don't remember either.
They were rumoring or fan casting or something.
Video game. Go ahead.
Every time I think about watching a new Van Damme movie, I say fuck it and watch Lionheart.
That's a solid movie. Me and the wife watched Bloodsport a few days ago.
Fire.
On Max. There's a lot of good Van Damme movies on Max. Yo, people are joking all they want, but Max, since they did the upgrade, they
top tier, bro.
Created that streaming service. It is
fire. Saved me $9.99 a month for canceling Discovery Plus, and now it's just on Max. Yeah, Max is fire.
Mountain Monsters religiously.
I've watched that a few times. Video game shows and movies are popping off, bro. That Twisted Metal clip I shared is gonna be so good, bro.
I don't think it's gonna be good, but I think it's gonna be so bad, and it's gonna be self-aware.
No, dude, they're not trying to go for that bad feel. They have like a lot of good talent and a lot of good director, and they're such a hardcore fan base that they've been doing this for so long that they want to give it the respect they deserve. And Twisted Metal has that funny feel, especially Sweet Tooth, the games.
Well, that's why I said I think they're going to be self-aware. They know that they can't take this too seriously.
And that's going to be great for them.
They sat there. What song did they jokingly sing?
It was the Thong Song by Cisco.
The Thong Song. Like there's a hardcore fight between two of the most main characters.
Samoa Joe Beckerman.
Yeah, the fight stops because they're singing the Thong Song together. So they clearly know what they're doing.
Yeah. I can't wait to see. So the thing that's going to be is how the vehicles look, because one of the characters is Axel, and he's like this.
2 wheels and a guy.
Yeah, he's strapped to the wheels, and he just rolls with the wheels. He's just 2 giant wheels. Twisted Metal is one of my favorite PlayStation games back in the day.
Yeah, Jeezy Cheesy made a good point. They stole Van Damme's split dick punch. Surprised it took them so long.
That's why they're getting him back into the game and homaging him with that.
Yeah, Gran Turismo. Yeah, there you go, Dirk.
I totally forgot about that. So so I'm a Forza guy through and through. Forza. If I'm playing a racing game, it's going to be Forza. During the Spider-Man trailer, it was like Gran Turismo, and they started talking about it, and I was like, man, I don't really care. But then the trailer played out, and I was like, wow. It's got Hopper. It's going to be it looked like a glorious movie.
I had a similar experience when they started playing. I'm like, I don't really care. Then the trailer played out, and I'm like, I definitely don't care. And not anything to do with video game. For me, it was just like on a movie trailer basis. It didn't draw me in.
it gave me the Top Gun Maverick feel, where I was super appreciative of them doing their own stunts and how they filmed everything. And I think that's going to be like the Gran Turismo, like the race sequences and stuff will be sick.
When are they going to make a movie out of Snake on Nokia phones?
The original.
The original.
That a crossover between Snake and Minesweeper.
Ooh, Minesweeper. Yeah.
They did Centipede in that Pixel movie with
Jack
Adam
Black.
Sandler. Adam
I was
Sandler.
afraid you were
Adam
gonna talk
Sandler.
about Human Centipede.
Oh, that was great.
Different Centipede.
Yes, that was a good movie, bro.
That was pretty
great
much a medical documentary.
Yeah, for real. South Park did it best,
The first
though.
one was wild. The second one was they were just pushing the limits to see who they can get to throw up or leave the theater. And the third one just honestly wasn't good. It was weird.
Oh yeah, Black Ops Zombies comic? That's fire. Black Ops Zombies for life, bro.
Why is it for push you can't get a whole pass? I'm just making the Activision thing up. I remember Activision from the Tony Hawk games because it would say Activision and like a little spear would come down and poke an eyeball.
THQ.
It's in the game. THQ was in front of all the wrestling games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
All right, guys. Well, lunch is ready over cheer. So we're about to cut it off, and I appreciate everyone coming and hanging out. Be sure to check out Remy Q Studios. Just posted a Superman the movie, the original 1978. He watched it for the first time with his kid, and his kid was wanting to check it out. I'm excited to watch it. We're about to watch it while we eat some hot dogs. And tonight at 9 p.m. check out Biggie Shack on the Collectors Club, or check out DJ Links and the Comic Illuminati on In the Mix, the one and only Comic Illuminati, despite what some people in Kansas might assume. So until that time, as always,
they have a T-shirt too. I'm thinking about getting you